All right. Hi. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Nice to see you all. I am putting you on the screen so everyone here can meet you, and I am going to modify the webcam in a second so that you can see the classroom, and then I'll say hi to everyone. Give me a second. Hi. Do you mind sitting on the inside? There's 4 computers left. One, two right here, and that, I don't know, these just these two front, these 2 computers are left. Um, so let me join. Some of you don't know me at home either, and some of you do know me. So just bear with me for a second. Things are not very, but slightly chaotic, just slightly. And I will be with you guys in a second. I signed in I'm signing into a laptop to show me, and then I'll turn you guys around, and then you'll see the classroom. And it's a wonderful group. Um, okay, so let me good morning. Oh, good morning. I see. Wait, good morning. Is it morning anyway? What's your first name? Susie. Thank you. Hi, by the way. I've met you before. With Z or SIE? ZY. Good. Let me put your name tag there. And if you remember your username and passwords
I'm in a
to
class.
sign in to your computer, that would be great. Let me, I'm setting some things up so that you can see me when I go help and you can see me when I'm here. So give me one more second. We were practicing that. We were here with the IT team. Hi, if you don't know me, we're in a room that just got set up after 2 years of remodeling, and everything is brand new. It's wonderful. I know. But, and for better or for worse, there's some things that are working a little bit differently than expected. So everyone here has had to sign into their computers as they were new computers, and that's taken us longer. That first 20 minutes part that we were going to have has taken us longer than we expected. I am waiting for my computer to connect to Zoom. And for some reason, of all the things that I tested, I did not test this one. And it's setting, there we go. It was saying I was already connected, which is true. Okay, I can't do that. I'm gonna have to join. Give me one second, guys. Things are working a little bit different than they used to work from home. So I have your username. Oh, your password you don't have. Okay, I can help you with your username, but are you in the roster? Are you? Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. It could be, when did you sign up? Oh, that's you, one of the people who didn't. Yeah. Okay. The class had to be re-signed into. Um, okay. So you people who are online didn't know, but this class got filled out, and then I'm sorry, it's just intro to the Mac. Intro to the Mac. Here we go. I've got 3 computers running here and I'm trying to make sure that everything works.
Recording in progress.
Okay. So now you're going to see me on this one, and I'm going to turn this one around. Oh, they changed. They didn't set me up with a second. Okay, that's. Oh, they did. They have it on the tripod. Hold on, hold on. Hold on, they do. See that camera there? Okay. Ooh, it's kind of far away. But that's the classroom. And why am I having reverb? I shouldn't be having reverb, and I might need tech support here. Can you guys hear?
We don't hear it now.
Can you guys hear me at home right now?
Yes, but we don't hear any
Okay.
reverb now.
Someone has some sound going on inside this room?
Hello,
Rod, is
This
that
is
you who has
Bob.
sound coming out of your computer? Just go ahead and say, don't enable or something for now if it's Siri. Because it'll hear me. Okay, so this isn't the best setup because I'm noticing that you're seeing. I'll have to work with this. Maybe I have to put it on the other side of the screen. But the idea is that you should see, why is that? Well, you can't see absolutely everyone, but you're seeing most of the class. Are you all kind of seeing yourselves in there? Give me a second. Let me spotlight this. So who's missing? I'm seeing you. I'm missing Josie. And this is in your way. No, that's okay. But also Susie. Susie's going to be kind of there. And it's not about, let me explain. It's not about, in part, it's hard because see, now when I go to help someone here, the idea is that you guys know I'm here. You guys being in Zoom people. Does that make sense? So you're not wondering how come there's no one in front of the computer because you're sitting there trying to talk to me and I'm not there and you're wondering where I am. So you can see that I'm here helping someone. Can you hear me well from back here? That's the idea of the microphone.
Yes,
You can hear
Yes,
me well?
yes.
Okay.
yes.
That was the whole point. And one more thing. Let me see now. I'm kind of being spoken about really loudly. Can you ask just say something. Say hi, Phil. Phil. Okay, can you guys hear Phil
Yeah.
or Rod?
No,
No, because it's very directional, huh?
Sign
Hmm.
signals,
Say something again.
hand signals. We'll use hand signals.
Can you hear him now?
yeah.
So
now
they gave me this
fine.
very directional mic before I had a lapel. So I need to see because the idea, let me turn it off then. Can somebody from the back ask something or say something? Say, hi, I'm here. Did you guys at home hear that?
No,
Okay. So I thought the mic would help, but the mic is very directional. So I have a different microphone, a lapel one that I'll try next to see if they can hear you. Otherwise, when you guys ask a question, remember that I need to repeat the question for people on Zoom. Okay? I was hoping that if I came to help you, then you spoke that people on Zoom could hear the question even up close, but that doesn't look like that's going to work, at least not with this mic. So, I'm going to try. No, but when I just tried with Phil right next to me and they still couldn't hear me. We'll try that one more time, although I didn't turn the mic on. Let me try this. Sorry guys, everyone at home, I haven't even said hi to you, but I'm We're trying to figure, we tested everything the other day, but let me see if can you still hear me? If I have my mic in this position at home, can you still hear me?
Yes,
Kind of sticking out. Now, can you say something?
Good morning.
Yes.
Did you guys
Yes.
hear
Yeah.
her?
yes.
Okay, can you say something there, Jenny? Did you
No.
hear
No.
Jenny?
Very little.
No.
Eh,
No.
Okay, but this is better though, because that means that you're picking up a big of the sounds. Phil, can you say something?
I think maybe you're just going to have to repeat every question.
Did you hear him?
Yeah. It
Barely.
sounds
Okay,
like,
so this is better than before. And yes, if you don't hear something at home, you guys say, can you repeat that? What did he ask? Hello? Can you, because I'm still trying to figure something out. Oren's here. I was noticing, do you think the lapel will be a bit more, because I was just noticing that if I have it out this way, if say, by the way, this is our amazing IT guy. So would the lapel be a bit more? So just now by doing this, when they asked a question at home, they heard. No, it wasn't me.
Scroll down. I don't, that's my striping.
Hi, guys.
hello?
Yes, so Zoom background
Yes.
noise removal, hit no, I want it off, uncheck it. You might have
But
to
I
go
can't
to original
uncheck.
sound. Okay, so how's that?
Okay,
Walking away from it, Donna, I know where you're heard. Can you hear me at all?
you guys at home, can you hear, everyone quiet down for just a second while we're testing the mic? Can you, Oren's gonna say something.
This is me, I'm standing off to the side. You probably don't hear me very well. But as I get closer to Deanna, you probably could hear me a tiny bit. Yes, no? Nope,
Okay,
there
no
you go.
one
Just a
seems,
tiny bit. Yeah.
just a tiny bit.
It's because this mic is intended for you.
Yeah, I wonder if the lapel might be a bit better. After break, I'm gonna set up a different mic. For now, I noticed that if I don't put it so much to me, you guys are still hearing me. And and if I approach you, they were hearable. So that's a better solution-ish.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
it's because it's
Yeah.
intended for-
And I'm accustomed to repeating the questions, but every now and then, sometimes I miss something. And so I'm just trying to default it to the better position for things to work. Thank you so much. So Oren's been setting up this entire room. Yay. So I need to take a picture of that setting though, because later I'll wonder what was the right setting. So give me a second. Okay, so thank you everyone at home, because at least people here have heard a little bit about what I'm doing, but you guys at home are just sitting there waiting for me to explain what's happening. So
Oh.
now I've got the whole class set up here again. And so, there's a couple people who are still trying to figure out their sign up information. So what normally happens the first day that I gave you guys about 20 minutes before you came is because normally I have to have people sign in, figure out their pipeline accounts and stuff. Then on top of that, we had two issues, which is one of the two CRNs got canceled and reset because of some technical scheduling issues in the background, and they emailed people saying you have to sign up again. Well, some people didn't get that message and they showed up today and they're not signed in. So now they're getting that to happen. And then when everyone turned on their brand new computers, they have to set them up as new computers, which I wasn't expecting. So I apologize for people at home who I thought 20 minutes was going to be enough, but it wasn't. Here's the good news. From now on, I'm just going to give you 10 minutes for everyone to settle in and turn on their computers next week. And then you guys will come in at 1:10 as of now on. And then once everything is working smoothly, then we can all start joining at 1. Does that make sense? For people at home, it's not that I'm trying to ignore you. It's just that I'm trying to figure out the way to join us. Now, I've done these HyFlex classes for like 2 years. And then they closed out this room, which I've been teaching in for, yes, 27 or 8 years at this point. I've been teaching in room 3. So, and by the way, for those of you who I didn't say hi to yet, hi, I'm Diana. I'm Diana Musacchio. And I've been teaching so many different kinds of computer classes in here, but they shut it down 2 years ago. for 3 months to remodel it, and it took 2 years. And here we are. It is spectacular. It is gorgeous. The computers are top of the line. There's only one problem. When I teach you guys from home, I have the old computer and the new computer set up. For people with the old computer set up, I can support them. This time it's all new computer setup. But what I was planning is maybe next class, I'll start bringing my old laptop instead of my new one. And if that works, then I'll have the old setup. And you guys will know what I mean by old setup and new setup once I start explaining. But half of you are going to have the computer set up. Hopefully more than half of you have the new setup, and only 1 or 2 still have the old setup. But sometimes it surprises me and there's no one, in which case we'll be all fine with the new setup. We'll find out in a minute. But there's a time limit to how old your computer is, whether it can run this operating system that we have here, which is Sequoia. And if you have a computer that can't run Sequoia, then the settings, the part that this Intro to the Mac class deals with, actually look very different. And if they look very different, I need to support you by showing one of those old computers. So today I won't be able to do that. If I find that quite a few of you have the old setup, I will bring my old laptop next week and work on it that way. But what I'm going to do instead is have you guys at home share your screen when you have that issue. Now, let me do this. I need to make sure that everyone who is here is signed in to their laptop, to their school computers. Once that is set up, I'm going to send you all off on a couple-minute break or whatever you need. And then I'm going to focus for just a few minutes only on Zoom to make sure that they are okay. I have a couple of new students in here, and then we'll all rejoin. And then from then on, the class will always be all of us together. Okay. Like, wow, I've never had one of these guys. It's kind of fun. I'm in a concert. Okay, so everyone who is sitting here, give me don't do anything if you are signed in to your Pipeline account and set up. If you have not been able to sign up to your Pipeline account, raise your hand and I'm going to come and give you a hand. Okay, so everyone at home, I'm going to be helping for, it's just a couple of minutes and then I'll be with you guys. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, so I can't set up because we need to figure out, oh, that's what I needed to ask Oren.
Same thing, it's the one.
Oh. Okay. Let me see if I can call Oren again. Oh. There's let me see if I can call Oren. I don't know that I have his.
Lake Santa Barbara City College. If you know your party's extension, you may dial.
Students from the last class didn't sign up, and now there's no option for my students to back up and sign into their own account. Okay, so, but all 3 of you have your own laptops. So for now, that's fine. Okay, you don't need to sign into school computers. I'm going to figure out how they need to do that. Before, you used to get the option to back out and sign in as yourself. But for now, it doesn't matter because you have your own computers. Okay. All right. So let's do this. I'm going to ignore the people in the classroom right now. So if you want to take 5 minutes, use the restroom, do something, please do that. Don't take much more than 5 because I only see a couple new students online. So that should go relatively fast. Okay. Hi, everyone who's at home. Hello.
Hello.
So now I'm just, normally this isn't such a big deal. But with the new technology going on, it's taken a while to set up. So I apologize profusely for making you guys wait. First of all, hi, Sue. Hi, Julie. Hi, Paula. Hi, Yolanda. Hi, Marta.
Hi.
Hi, Bob.
Hi.
All right. So a couple of students, I believe, are new to me right now. Paula.
Yes.
And if you have been in a class in the past that I don't remember, I apologize, but I don't think I've known you.
Can I ask a
And
question?
Marta Hernandez, you look familiar, but I don't remember seeing you lately.
No, I've not been in your class. Actually, I'm Blas's wife.
Oh, that's true. Oh, okay.
You're
Perfect.
in-person student.
My tech support just arrived. I'm
Yes,
so
yes,
sorry.
yes,
Give
go
me a
ahead.
sec. I just shoot everyone and I'm trying to deal with a zoo person, but those, wait, Josie, Jenny and Jenny,
Wait, you
Jenny.
mean-
No,
Oh.
these three, they can't sign out. Well, not these two. I'm sorry. They can't sign out. I guess someone signed in and usually there used to be a way to sign out of someone else and they can't back out.
Yeah,
Okay.
powered off.
Powered off. Okay.
That should not be able to happen. So
I
I will
kn-
supply Ryan.
I know they used to be able to back out,
Still many
but that's because everyone in the last class didn't sign in. So the few who did,
The only two people that signed into computer.
yeah. But next time, if they do, like all these people sign in, someone else tries and they won't be able to. So yeah, so that's okay. So now let me reset yours. But even though instructors tell people to sign out, that doesn't, there needs to be a way for you to back up, for us to back out. And there's no way. No, I know that, but got it. What I'm saying is Chuck can tell everyone to sign out and they probably won't.
But your
Good.
safe is always just
Reset.
power off.
Perfect.
Power on.
That's what I needed to know.
Okay.
Thank you.
When it comes to screen, you have to hit continue or it just will stay
Yeah.
static, right?
Yeah.
They won't log me out.
No, it just needs to, and everyone, I wasn't expecting that they had to to set up their whole computer. So I was like, it was things I wasn't expecting. Okay, thank you. All right, so I sent an emergency fire. Yay, something's not working, and he ran back straight in. So thank you. I was in the middle of how do I get a hold of you? But I don't know how to get a hold of you. Just what I did. Email. That's fine. That's fine. That's I'm all set up. Okay.
Question.
So, 1 second. Everyone who just joined us, I used the 5 minutes with tech support who came in. So I'm still dealing with the 2 people new to me on Zoom. So I'm going to ignore you for another minute. Okay. And then we'll continue. All right. Yes, Paula, I apologize. Right when
Yes,
I
can you
asked you
hear me?
guys to help,
Oh, you can hear me. Good, because I
Yes.
couldn't turn up my microphone.
I can hear you just fine. Yep.
Great, so I won't worry about it. Thank
And so Marta, you said that you're Blas's wife, so that's wonderful. I was also thinking I didn't know you. And then you, right when you said you were his wife, Oren came in. Oren is that guy who set up the whole school. Okay, so for both, for everyone else, they know how to handle this. But Paula and Marta, I just want to make sure whenever you're in trouble, I need you guys to be able to share your screen with me. So since you're on a Mac, sharing the screen means that you need to say okay to a few permissions. So I'm gonna walk you through that. Unless, Marta, have you shared your screen on Zoom before?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk you and Paula through it. Can you start, Marta? Do you
Well,
see
we-
the share button on the?
Well, before we go there, I did have a question because I'm not sure how
Yes.
you're running the class. Should I be logged in on Zoom so that I can see what I'm seeing right now on my laptop and then have my laptop free? And I do have Sequoia. I'm running Sequoia on my Mac
Yes.
laptop. So should I
Yes.
have both?
I don't know
those?
if you noticed, but there's 2 Bobs in here, and some people might wonder
Yes.
why there's 2. And Paula, I'm going to suggest that to you too. If you have 2 devices, please sign up twice, and then on one you can do the work, and on one you can watch me. It's if you happen to have 2 devices. The only thing that's important is not to have sound on both devices.
Perfect.
So when you sign in on the second device, it'll say continue with audio, and you should say no, and it'll go, are you sure? Continue with audio. They want you to get audio, and you'll go, no, skip, don't know audio. If by any chance you forget and still continue with audio, then you can disconnect audio once the Zoom has started. Otherwise, you'll get that reverb, right? So, but first, let's get you to sign in to that computer. There you go. Perfect. Here you come. And now we can see you. Okay, there it says connecting to audio. And ideally, you won't connect to audio, but we'll see.
So now I can go ahead and
Perfect.
leave the meeting on my laptop. have
You
that
can
free?
leave it or not because you can watch me on one and do the work on the other. So the meeting
Right.
now, as long as you have one of the two is your laptop, go ahead and let's try sharing that screen because a laptop is the one that we're going to want to share.
Oh. Okay.
The
well,
one that you'll be doing the work with. If at some point you have a question and you're stuck
Oh,
or
I
you
see.
need to
Okay.
share with me, you need to share that screen.
Okay, so I hit the share button?
You hit the share button. Then there's two sets of buttons that you need to share. The first one, the second one at the bottom is a the white letters, blue button that says in the middle of the bottom, it says share again. Click on that one.
Okay.
Once you click on that one and your system settings are already permitted. So there you go, you're sharing. So great, I got you. I'm going to stop your share. You're all set up. That was easy. It's not always that easy because sometimes you need to change permission. So we'll check with you, Paula. It's your turn now.
Okay.
All right, so do you
I
see the
do.
green share button?
Yep.
Okay, click on the green share button. And then you'll see another button at the bottom that's blue with the words share in white.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, click on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And now you should be setting something like go to open system settings or system
Yep.
preferences. What does it say?
All right. Open system settings.
Okay, good. Click on open system settings.
Oh,
All right. Now, what
happened?
you're seeing in the system settings on the right side of that window, you should be seeing the word Zoom somewhere. Do you see the word Zoom on the right side of that window that you see? The system settings that opened up.
Yeah.
It has like a column on the left and then a side on the right that should say Zoom. Are you seeing that?
No.
What are
On the
you?
same screen that says notifications, Wi-Fi.
Okay, so then you don't see the word Zoom anywhere. Does it say
No, not-
accessibility at the top?
It says software update available.
No, then you must have clicked on a different point. Can you go see privacy and can you look for privacy and security on your left side of the screen?
Yeah,
Once you get to privacy and security, let me know.
I'm there.
Okay, now click on a little bit lower down on accessibility. And do you see Zoom right there?
I don't see accessibility.
Say, when
Oh,
you get
here
to
it is.
privacy and security, go down. Yeah.
I got it.
Okay, and now do you see the
Yeah,
word Zoom?
I do.
Okay, turn it on, that little slider. It should be gray. Click on it so it goes blue. And
Yeah.
it'll ask you for your computer password.
No, I've got to push it on.
Push it on, and then you'll have to put in your computer's password. So this is the first time you share only. After that, sharing is a very quick little click.
Did I put modify settings?
Say modify settings, and then it'll say now or later, say later.
It won't let me.
What does it say?
Nothing. It goes back.
Did you put in your password?
Yep.
Did you say
Want me
now
to
or
try
later?
it
Did you put
again?
the word later, try again, yeah. It's funny, I was testing this whole system yesterday.
Oh, it's
And
not going.
I was here in a jewelry class and all my non-finery with apron and my hairs were sticking out. And now I'm like, yikes. I
It's
came
not
in my
working.
better clothes. Is it working now?
No.
All right, let's do this again. Go back to Zoom and click on the share button again. And let's do the
How do
process
I do
again.
that? Cancel
Say cancel to that
and go to Zoom.
and then go back to Zoom. Click on the share button again. And then
Zoom.
the bottom share one more time.
Okay.
And then read to me what you're seeing on your screen.
Modify settings.
Okay, click on modify settings.
Nope.
What does it say when you say no?
It just shakes and doesn't do anything. It says cancel.
I've never seen the word modify settings cancel. When you click on it, doesn't say go to open system settings.
No, it doesn't say anything. Now, this is my password for my
Like the one that you turn on your computer when you, in the morning when you turn it on, or whenever you turn it on, that it asks you for a password. That's the password. it
no, I
needs.
don't know what no, I have many passwords. I have a Gmail password.
No, no, no. Just when you turn on your computer, do you have a PIN, a lock, a password, something like just to get your computer to show up?
No, oh, Paula, my name.
Okay.
That's what you
That's
want?
the one it wants.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's the computer's password, the one that makes sure that no one else gets into your stuff.
There.
Now it works.
Yep.
Okay, so
Now
now
I push
let's
Zoom.
say, hit Zoom, yeah. And then it'll say something like now or later. You have to say
It
later.
doesn't open
What's that?
right here. Not responding.
I'm gonna turn your volume on a little bit higher because people
I
are
don't know
talking.
how.
So you said modify settings, it let you in, and now what?
Now nothing. I'm pushing on Zoom.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and now it's giving me all my iCloud desktop. Ugh.
Okay, now that you know which password to use, let's do this one more time because now it
No,
should,
this password gives me my basic computer,
okay,
not
so
my,
what I need to make sure is you're in the right settings spot. Are you in the privacy and security and accessibility?
I don't know.
Okay, what are you
See,
looking at in your settings? Otherwise, it's, guys, this is exactly why,
accessibility is Zoom.
and Zoom, and you turn that on and it's blue, Zoom is blue right now?
Right.
Okay, if Zoom is blue, then now go back to Zoom and try to share once again.
How
It
do I
should
go
work.
back to Zoom?
Okay, so one way to go back to Zoom is on your dock. You see the Zoom link, and you can click on that Zoom link.
Right here?
On the bottom on your dock, you should see the word Zoom. Did Zoom pop up to the front now?
Ah,
Okay,
here I am.
now go to the share button one more time.
Where's the share button?
The green share button at the bottom of all the faces.
Oh, here.
Okay,
Yeah,
then share the blue button with white ones more time.
right.
Okay, and now what does it
Open
say?
settings.
Okay, click on open settings.
Ah,
Did you click on open settings?
yep.
Okay, tell me what you're seeing.
I'm seeing Zoom, but it's off.
Okay, so turn it on. You were in a different place before, so that's good. Turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, did it say anything
It
else?
says Zoom US may not be able to record the contents of your
Uh-huh.
screen
Say-
until you quit
Yeah, say now or later. Say later.
later.
Perfect. That's what we needed to get to. We're good. Now, for the final time, because that's what you needed to do. Now go back again to Zoom and click on the share button one more time, and you'll see how this time it'll work. So click on the big green share button one more time, and then on the white share button, and we should be seeing your screen. Perfect. We're seeing your screen. It's not there yet, but it's coming in. Okay, great. Now you can click on that. I'm going to stop your share. You can close the system settings. Okay, so the reason that took a while is because I couldn't help you because I couldn't see your screen, right? So we had to kind of guess at it. Now, from now on, anytime you guys have any issue, you share your screen without all the settings. These are all the settings you had to do the first time. And now it'll be just like share, share, boom. I see your screen. I go click right there to avoid what just happened, right? So this happens only the first time. And after that, it's always really easy. Does that make sense? So, good.
Because
So
you'll
now,
help us the next time.
but the next time I can see what you're happening and then I can
Right.
say, oh, this is what's happening instead of
I
we have
see.
to talk it through and guess at it.
I
So
see.
that's why that's great. All right. So now everyone at home is set up and everyone over here some people have been being helped to get their computer passwords. Tech support is helping them with their passwords. So, and there's some hands up. So let me, someone's just joining us. So let me bring it back. Okay, so now we are not only technically, but for real, we are all set up. The classroom is now all of us. Okay, so I need my bell. Woo! Still a couple of passwords. Susie's being helped, but other than that, for the most part, we're ready to go. Yes, Jenny? Let me walk up to Jenny so that we can all hear her question.
Let's hook up our laptop. Use this or that.
Mhm.
Which
Great
would you
question.
rather?
Great question. So she wants to know if you guys are here, you have the computer lab computers, but then we also have the people who have their own laptops, brought their laptops. If in the past we did not use laptops here, I want to use your laptops. It's a better learning situation because you get to practice on your own laptop. The only problem, you guys are not on Zoom. So when I help you, everyone on Zoom kind of doesn't see the how I'm helping. So ideally, we would all be on Zoom here as well, but that's one step too many for today. So yes, and you guys, the people who weren't yet registered to the class didn't get it, but people who registered to the class got an email from me with a Zoom link this morning. So you should be able to connect to Zoom. But for now, for today, we're not going to do that. And I'm going to see if we're even at all going to do that. So you guys are at home. When I go help someone here who is having an issue on their personal computers, I'm going to do my best to speak through it on the microphone to explain what I'm doing. And if it's something important, relevant to the whole class, I'll come back here and I'll demo what I just did. Does that make sense? So that you guys at home can see, oh, hi, Jackie. Thanks for joining us. But if at all, at some point, you guys on Zoom see me working with someone and don't know what's happening, just ask me, okay? It's a little bit different because if this were a painting class or whatever, you would see the person painting and you guys would painting. But here they're working on something that I can't explain and I don't have a camera to walk around and show you what's happening there. I wondered if I could carry my phone around. But anyway, so it's good that everyone can have the choice to come or go, but it's also the slight drawback is that people who are on at here won't be seen by you guys versus when you guys have a problem and you share your screen, everyone here will see your computers, right? As it is when I'm only online. But that's just a minor drawback to being able to have a class where people can be in person. Now, one more thing, if your computer here is having issues or is having some kind of issues where it's taking me beyond what's part of the class, and then I'm going to ask you to just jump on the school computer to use it so that we don't have to be having those issues. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. So Jenny is asking, she has a very old computer, right? And that is what I was mentioning about people who have old computers have a different operating system. So when you have a different operating system, you have the problem of me today not being able to demo the differences. So I'm going to take a question right now. Everyone's going to answer a question as to how or not this is going to go. And Zoom, those of you who've taken my Zoom class, quite a few of you guys here have taken my Zoom class. I have a system going where I have them say yes or no. And so that yes or no is pretty crucial for me to know how the total people are answering. So in person, that yes or no is going to look like raise your hands or not. I'm going to make some little things that say yes or no. Because when you raise your hands and you say yes, the people who don't raise your hands, I won't know if they're just not listening or if it's a no. So it's a little bit harder to tell, you know what I'm trying? So it'll be like 2 fingers or 1 finger. I don't know. I'm going to find something that means the same thing so that the whole class answers. But first of all, for both Marta and Paula, and Jackie, you haven't been in my classes for a while, so just as a reminder, I want you guys to find the yeses or the nos. So everyone at home, go and find that little heart that says react on the bottom of your screen on the buttons. Find that little heart. And then when you click on that heart, you're going to see a series of buttons there. And kind of a lot of you guys have little hearts and thumbs up and all these fun little guys. If I clap, suddenly everyone's clapping. But the problem with those is that they disappear in a couple of seconds. So the yes and the no are actually the green check mark is a yes and the red X is a no. They're somewhere midway. So
I
could
see
everyone
them.
at home please give me a yes if you found it? Okay. Paula, did you find it yet?
No.
Okay, so next to the share button that you had used before, right next to it, see very nearby, you'll see a heart and the word react. Do you see
I
that?
see the heart.
Okay, click on that heart. Great. Now, do you see a bunch of little icons and stuff? And somewhere midway-ish, do you see a green check mark? A round circle with a green round circle with a white check mark.
No. Oh, I
Okay.
see it on hers, but not on. Nope.
Okay, do you see, did you click on the heart?
Yes, I'll do it
So,
again.
yeah. And you see like
Oh, it's
balloons and
opening.
balloons and rockets and things like that. There you go. You
Yeah.
found the hearts. Perfect. Now look halfway down. No, it's great. It's really fun too, right? To have all these cute little guys. I'm going to send some little congratulations. I'm going to send some little, here, I'm going to send a bunch of rockets shooting through mine. Yay. But they disappear. And then when I look at the class again, I suddenly don't have an understanding of whether you understood it or not. So you need to go somewhere midway. There's a round circle with a white little check mark, a green circle. Do you see that?
Nope.
Okay, you found the heart. So if you look down under all the little icons, all the
Under?
smiley faces,
Oh, wait.
then you see in the middle, almost in the middle bottom, you see some
Oh,
much
yes.
more boring icons. And these
Okay, I
boring
got it.
ones,
Oh, look.
perfect. Yay. And for the rest of us who can see them, it's like, oh, why can't you see them? Guys, it takes a little bit because you see so many little icons there. They're so fun. Oh, boring little check mark. But see, the boring little check mark stays. So whenever I need you guys to answer yes or no to something, that's what I mean by yes or no. Now, everyone in class, and can you listen to me for a minute too, Maud? A yes here today is going to be raise your hand. So raise your hand to say yes. And then even if, you know, it's tiring or something, I'm actually going to create, I'm going to make some, I'm going to make this, I'm going to make some little cards that are green and red. And then you guys can raise a green or a red. I really need it because then I can look at everyone and see who needs help. It really is different because raise your hand at home. So again, for Paula, Jackie, and Martha in particular, who haven't done this in a little bit. When you have a question, you should raise your hand. So everyone at home, under the green and red, green means yes, red means no. Under that, there's a button that says raise hand. Can you please raise your hand? Those you guys are at home. Okay, so guys, for those of you, what I'm doing right now is I'm clicking on this one. And so the little hand is raised up there. You see that? So Gigi is brilliant. Actually, that's a good idea, but some people have long names. Maybe what I'll do is exactly the same as this, but it'll be a green or a red. I'll make little triangles that are green or red, and then you can flip them. Oh, I love that, Gigi. So I'm getting great ideas already to make little cards that are green or red, because then when you have a question, you also get to like raise your hand like they do, right? That the regular raise hand, hello, I need help. So, okay, there you go. Things for me to work on. That's a brilliant one. And I'm gonna, did anyone else arrive without a name tag? No, I think I got everyone's. I got Virginia. Yes, Maud? Yeah, does it say Maud? Oh, I'm sorry. Maud is, oh, it's Diana. I forget my own name. That's the name. It's not a name tag. It's me walking around knowing who you are. It takes me a while. As you see, I've been calling you Maud. It's okay. And the thing too is, and everyone who's at home knows, if you meet me, Trader Joe's, Farmer's Market, on the street, I won't probably remember your name. I have a ton of students, especially if you're on Zoom. And then when I see you in real life, you don't look like on Zoom. When you see me in real life, we look different. You know, you're tall or short or older, younger, I'm usually like in workout clothes. And so we don't look like each other. So just tell me, I'm in your class. I'm Carol. Oh, hi. And then it kind of names are important to me. And then I go, oh, Jenny, like it comes back. But if not, just don't like assume I will know your name, please. And then you guys are staring at me for hours. So you'll probably recognize me. And you might remember my name, which is, by the way, for those of you who don't know me, it's Diana. So I know it says Diana in the thing, but I'm from Argentina. So I speak in Spanish and I try to get people to say it in Spanish because that's how my name sounds, Diana. But if you say it any other way, and there's a Diana in class, I am fine with that. Now it'll take me a while to figure out to say Diana. might want to call you Diana as much as you might want to call me Diana, because it's hard, especially if you have Diana name. So it's fine. Don't worry. I'm not offended. But anyway, if at all you ever remember, it's Diana. Now I'm going to, Paula, you didn't raise your hand yet. I want to make sure you found it.
It
and
is
you-
there, actually. It's
Oh,
red.
it's
You
in the
can't see it
middle
against the
of,
backdrop.
oh, it's in a light background. Thank
Yeah.
you. All right. Thanks for that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn your, I'm clearing your feedback. So everyone hears feedback. And for today, whenever I ask these general questions, we'll make do. I want everyone now who's here. I'm accustomed to walking amongst you much more. Hopefully I set it up with this camera that I can do that more, but I also need to be here. This is the only drawback I find to all of this thing is that I kind of need to be rooted to my spot a little bit more than I used to. But now this is something that everyone at home or at Zoom has to promise. When you get stuck, anything I'm saying sounds off, a little bit different, not sure, you can't follow what I'm saying, either because I didn't explain it well or because you didn't understand it or because technology is not doing what it needs to do, whatever the reason, there's no like, oh, and I need to explain. So many of you guys go, oh, I'm not good with computers. And you just came in with that mind thought, right? Or, oh, this is too hard. Just put that aside and ask for help immediately. So why do I say immediately? Especially in computers. If you didn't do the first step and I move on, guess what's going to happen to second step? You're already lost. By the third step, you go, this is too hard for me. You leave it break, you never come back. Or you leave after class because you don't want to be noticed and you never come back the next time, right? So I don't want that to happen. One of the things that people keep coming back to my classes is because I am ridiculously patient. And people always tell me that. Now, somehow it's a persona I adopt when I'm teaching because my kids wouldn't say that of me. But I really want you to get it. Okay. So if you're having an issue, I want just zoom through, talking about Zoom. I will make a point of helping you, but the best moment to help you is the moment the problem happens. So, of course, I want you to give it a try, right? Not like assume that you're going to be helped all the time. Give it a try. But the moment it's not working, I need you to, you guys, right? I'm going to constantly be saying, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to demo it. I'm going to demo it. You guys do it. And then for 50% of you guys, it worked. And for 50%, it didn't. Hopefully the percentages are higher towards the yes, but say 50% of you got it. Then I'll say, give me a yes if it worked. And if you're having trouble, if it didn't work, I'll say, give me a no. So I've been doing that for years and it works really well because then I'm going to see a lot of yeses and then I'm going to see a couple no's and I'll go, hey, Yolanda, how can I help you? When it's a no, a red no. And so I always make people on Zoom promise that you will always say, I hope that siren, I don't know if you guys hear it, but there's a really loud siren going on out here. I hope it slows down a bit. Otherwise, I'm going to close the door. People have been peeking in. It is kind of time to close the door too, but it's okay. So, okay, I can hear myself speak again. So whenever I say, give me a yes or a no, you guys have to give me a yes or no. So people who are at home, that's a promise. If you promise to say yes or no when I ask you, no matter what, okay, then right now give me a yes, like it's a commitment for the class. Now, people who are here, so that I'm going to let Zoom people deal with it. People who are here in person. I don't have yet the yes and no green and red cards, but the concept of asking me for help the moment you need it is really important. I find that in particular in person, it's even harder because some people are like, oh, my neighbor did it. My other neighbor did it. Oh, I should be able to do this, right? And so they don't want to like ask for help. And I can't always tell if it's working or not, especially with this dual thing where I can't really be all the time behind you guys. So here's the thing. First of all, give me a raised hand if you promise to ask for help immediately. All right. Now, I'm going to do one more
Raised hand.
request. I'm going to ask for you guys to buddy up. Now, what I mean by buddy up, people are accustomed to saying, no, I'm my own little bubble. Don't look at my screen. I was in jewelry class yesterday. Yeah, I'm taking a class myself for the first time in a long time. And I was like, excuse me, can I look over your shoulder? I want to see what you're doing. She's like, no, this is something that's really, okay. And I backed off, right? Because they were in a moment. Okay, over here, right now, you're signing away that promise. Maud and Diana, give me a second for this. Virginia and Phil, Carol, everyone, focus on me for a second. This is something I really need you guys to understand. I am requesting that you give permission to your neighbors to look over your shoulder. So what I want you to do is to turn to both sides of your neighbors. And if you don't have one, then move forward one more and say, it's okay. You can look over my shoulder, like meet them. Say, hi, I'm Phil. Hi, I'm Deanna. Meet your neighbors right now. Both sides. Both sides. Okay. Have you all talked both sides? Okay. This does not mean it's a free for all to talk. They can be, but then don't forget the fourth. So here's the thing. Ideally, what you'll do is you'll turn like Maud and Diana, Jenny and Carol, Virginia and Phil, Rod and Gigi, Josie and Susie, and we have the loner here, Blas, who can work with Carol. So that, no. The idea is that you turn to both sides, right? And you help all your neighbors. But first, turn to your initial partner. And here's the thing. You guys don't help. You guys don't start talking. You guys look over each other's shoulders. For, you know, the airplane, you first put on your own mask. You first do it yourself. When you are done and you have given me a yes, we'll have the cards. Then you look to the right. Oh, they're doing good. Then you look to the left. Oh, looks like they're a bit stuck. This is the extent of what you can do to help. Listen well. You could go over and go, don't touch the screens. Just say, oh, looks like that's where she was pointing at. Or it looks like it's over there. Like a gentle, like that. Don't ever, I have a guillotine here. You haven't seen it yet. Don't ever touch their mouse. Do not ever do it for them. If I see you doing something for someone, you will walk out with a stump. You're not allowed to do something for anyone, especially when there's partners or friends who are here. Oh my God. When the partner takes over, that's not a way to learn. You have to do it yourself. So what you're going to do is you're going to gently maybe point, oh, that's the button she was talking about. And if that doesn't work, and this is the hardest thing, what I'm going to say next, you're going to tell on them. Here, listen. If the person having problem is having problems, do you think they have time to stop and call me for help? I keep talking and they're having trouble, and I keep talking and they're having trouble and they're falling behind, and you can tell they're falling behind. So you raise your hand and call me over. Does that make sense? You're, you know, neighbors helping neighbors. So Jenny is going to raise your hand if she sees Carol falling behind, and Susie is going to raise your hand if you see Gigi falling behind. So this is the big permission that you all need to give each other. You need to repeat after me and then tell it to both your neighbors. She, blame me. Deanna is gonna make me tell on you. Is that okay? So turn to each other and give yourselves that permission. She's gonna blow a whistle. So I don't see Virginia and Phil talking to each other. Virginia and Phil, I haven't seen you guys talking to each other, so give yourselves permission to tell on each other. Virginia and Phil, I don't see you guys talking. And here's the thing, sometimes people are kind of don't approach. Some people are kind of like, and you don't know who you'll be sitting next to next week. After this, I'm going to ask you guys to choose the computer you really want, because as of next week, those of you who use your computers, all the setup you just did, when you sit on a different computer, you have to do that all again. So we don't want that. We want you guys to sit at the same computer. And since I didn't tell you that yet, that's something I'm going to ask you to choose. And if someone has like issues with hearing or vision, like you can't see the screen, those are the only people who are allowed to petition for a special place up front. Everyone else gets what they get. Okay. And now there's this whole thing too, which the school has an office where you get to call them, and they, if you have any kind of accessibility issue, disability, handicap of any type and kind, you can ask them and then they will help you deal with it. Like if you need to hear better, if you need to stand, these two, this computer back here, can you take your hand out for a second? People who have problems with their back and can't be sitting all the time. This one here is an up and down computer, and this one is these two. So people who are like, I can't sit through a whole class. Well, guess what? Then you get to have this chair, because then you can stand during the class. Okay. And there's two of those. So there's different things we can do. And they said they were going to put another one, but, I think no, that's those two. Okay. I thought there was one more over here. So what I was just demoing is that one of the computers goes up and down. So, unless you have, if you have an issue like that, you can come and talk to me about it and I can propose what might be a better spot. Other than that, oh yeah, and the chairs go up. The chairs are beautiful, you guys. It's such new, before the chairs were so uncomfortable. They are gorgeous this time. And not only are they beautiful visually, but they work so well. Now, the last thing I need to say, and this truly is for just people who are here at school, is you are not allowed to eat or drink in the lab. So I see some cups, open cups on the desk. I should have put out the guillotine. Those open cups need to go outside right now, immediately. If you have a bottle, yes. Okay, if you have a bottle, I see some bottles on the tables. Only if they are fully sealed, they need to go under at your feet or in your purse. So I see a bottle back there between Phil and Virginia. That bottle needs to go at your feet. You cannot have it on your desk. So whoever that bottle is, Phil and Virginia, there's a bottle right in them between you guys, whoever's that is. Okay, on the floor. Here's the thing, even if it's empty, I don't know that it's empty. I can't see that kind of stuff there. And here's the thing, if you need to eat or drink, you pick up your bottle and you go stand outside. Rod demoed it really well. He's experienced. He was in this class before. You go and stand by the door. You drink. Well, you still watch. I mean, of course, if you need to go to the bathroom or whatever, go. But if you're just go drink over there and come back. Everything is pristine. They don't have yet the big signs that say no food or drink. They're coming, trust me. But there's no food or drink allowed in a computer lab, because even a drop of liquid gets onto your computers and you've killed your keyboard. It could fall in the right place and it doesn't, but especially if it tips over. And we certainly don't want any tip overs in the background. And so say that you just turn your chair around and you drink in your chair and then that slips and that falls. They will be crucifying me on this new bazillions of dollars lab. So please take your things to the door and drink. Take care of your health, right? And they haven't set one up here yet. I was going to ask for that, but I'm going to ask them if they can put a little shelving unit or something outside where people can put their bottles and then just go stand there and drink and bring back or something like that. That's what we do in all the labs in the credit campus. Here they haven't had that outside, but we used to have a table back there that they could put it in. Well, that table's gone too now. So now just be outside. I'm going to say, hey guys, can we put something but out there to make it for now? Just take it with you. In the future, leave your bottles outside and go and drink and take care of yourselves. Okay. But no open containers of any type and kind can be in here. And food, forget it. Not a single crumb. Not a single crumb. Now, for you guys, this is for everyone. So this is for people at home as well. You don't want to have a mug next to your computer. Now, if you just kill a keyboard, so well, okay, a couple of $100 or so later, you buy another keyboard. If it's one of the good magic keyboards. But if it falls on your laptop, you're down. We're talking big bucks, right? So you should never have liquids near your computer. I work at my desk and I have a little lower table, lower than my desk, a little bit lower is enough. If it spills, it falls on the ground, not on my computer. Okay. So you should have some setup like that or have it somewhere else, but don't have it at the same level as your computers. Got it? Over here, there's no other levels. It's outside. But at home, you should practice that kind of computer hygiene as well. No crumbs, no eating. Because again, the keyboard sticks and then you're stuck with a thousands of dollar bill, or worse, if it's liquid, it dies. Okay. All right. So now that we have all of that in place, the first thing I need to know from you guys is what. So full disclosure, I used to have glasses that I could see the classroom and see the computer. It's been 2 years. Get what happened to my eyes. They've changed drastically. So now I only have a computer class, so I have to be doing this to see you guys. I'm going to try to get one of those again, but the old ones don't work anymore. So I'm kind of like that. It's kind of weird. My little pin snows. So yeah, time knows no boundaries. I can't see the same way. I know. So, okay. So now it's hard to see both the computer and the group at the same time. All right. So now, it's time to start with the Mac class. There are handouts, there are materials that I need to tell you how to find, but I'm going to leave that for a little bit later. This class is being recorded. Now, those of you at home heard that when you connected to the Zoom, it said this class is being recorded, but you guys here did not know that. This class is being recorded on Zoom. So what's going to happen is that at the end of the day, once the class is over, I have to process the video through Zoom, and then I upload it to YouTube, to a private spot on YouTube. It's not like the world will see you in class. Don't worry if that's an issue. But then I will give you a link to be able to watch that recording. Now, when do you need to watch a recording? When you want to review. So this is the good news. In the past, you would come to class, you would do it, you would go home, and there's no recording, right? So you wouldn't know how to practice. What did she say? I don't remember. I didn't take notes or something like that. So now you will have a recording to watch, but say that you're struggling with something, you want to review it. Well, on your notes, home and here, look at the time and go, oh, it's 12:30 or whatever time class is. It's 2:30. And at 2:30, she talked about class handouts, for example, right? So then you'll go to the recording, and I'll tell you in a minute how to get to them. And if the class started at 1 and it's 2:30, you'll scroll an hour and a half in and you'll watch that portion. Does that make sense? Because the recording is the full-on class. You're just sitting there watching the whole thing again. All the foibles, everything that the good and the bad is being recorded. So you have to scroll to find that thing. So take good notes of the actual time and then go. Class starts at 1. Oh, that's 2 hours in or something like that. Now, I don't pause the recording during class breaks. So it works that way. So even if we are going to take a 15-minute break in the middle, and that accounts for that. So say at 3 p.m. I say something, that's 2 hours in, you'll go 2 hours in, break or no break in the middle, and that'll be the time that you'll see that thing that I talked about. So that's how everyone can use the recordings for review. Now, you were here all the class, you don't need a review, you did it, you're fine, you don't need to watch the recordings. But if you missed any portion of it because you were late to class or because you have to leave early, guess what that is? That's my alarm saying that you guys get to take a break. But give me a second. Some of you have been here since 1. Some of you just showed up and you're like, break already? Don't worry. This is just the time break will normally fall in. By then you will have an hour and a half of facts in your head and you're going to need a break. But what's going to happen is if you left early, came late, you have to catch up unless you're lying in the hospital. Not that I want that on anyone, but you can't come to the next class and not have seen the recording. Now, here's what's happening. I will help you catch up. You don't need to have understood it. If you weren't here watching the recording, you might not get it. You might still have questions. That's fine. But I don't want you to be clueless of a piece that you missed. And if you miss the class, you're in Italy, it's fine. It's, some people are traveling. You must watch the recording so that when you come back, you at least are caught up to what we're doing. Even if you still have questions, questions are welcome all the time. Does that make sense? So you have to watch the recording. So that's the good and the bad of having it. You are expected to not just miss a class and jump in and then have questions that puts us back to the beginning. If you have questions that puts back to the beginning because it wasn't clear, because you need more questions, you need more practice, that is totally welcome. What's not welcome is questions back to the beginning because you didn't watch the recording. Got it? Okay. So now, sorry, it takes a lot of time to set up the class. Then we jump in. After break, we're going to just jump straight into Mac class. But the first day, especially with this new technology, it's a little bit longer. Now, I will not be sending you the links of the recording every week. That's not how it's going to work. I will, after today's class, the first time ever, I will send you the link to today's class recording as an exception, a magnanimous exception. I have oh, hi, Emma. Emma, who makes everything happen. I don't know if she heard me, just walked by. Not she. So the class is going to have a place where the handouts exist, and I'm going to show you how to get to them. And when you get to them, there's a page with the links for all the classes. Okay. And let me show you really quickly how that's going to look. And here's what I'm going to just give you a demo of how we get there, but I'm not going to teach it to you right now. I'm going to demo it. And then I'm going to send you a video in the same email that I am sending you after class. You will get the link to the recordings, but you will get a link to a video that walks you step by step as to how to get to that link. Does that make
Where
sense?
do we access it? The video?
Yeah, so I'm going to show you that right now. So
Okay.
I'm sharing my screen right now. Okay. And this is just the demo of it. If you want to follow along, go for it, but I'm not going to walk everyone through this step right now. Just going to show it. Then we're going to take a break and then I'm going to let you guys practice on your own. And then I'm going to help people who couldn't get to the handouts next week. Does that make sense? So you have to open a browser, any browser. So right now I'm opening Safari. And the reason I say any browser, some of you guys are accustomed to using a different browser, but I am going to go ahead and let me just share only the browser so we don't have to have so much share space for you guys at home. So here's the thing. When I share my screen, those of you at home might now have, hold on, I need to change the view so I can still see all of you guys. Now, this is a welcome change. In the past, people were like 3 people here and 20 at home. I'm really happy to see people again here. And there's less people at home, but that's a good it's a good proportion as far as I'm concerned. Okay. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to go to any browser, but we're on a Mac class. So I'll be teaching you how to use Safari. So that's the browser I'm using. But you don't have to be on Safari for this class. When we get to the part where I teach you Safari, I will teach you Safari. But if you're accustomed to using Chrome or something else, that's fine. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to my.sbcc.edu. So you're going to click here where it says search or enter web name my.sbcc.edu and hit return. And this takes you to the school's student dashboard, it's called. Okay. To all of your information about yourself in the school. So if you want to follow along, please do so. But I'm just going to do the full demo. Okay. I have a handout and I have a video that I'll send you of this that you can practice. So then you enter your username, you enter your password, and you log in. Now I have a second thing that I need to do when I log in, which is a two-factor authentication that I'm just going to show you here right now because this is important for you guys to learn. Two-factor authentication is keeping your passwords and your account secure. So if you have a bank account or anything else like that, that's really important. You should set up two-factor authentication on it. And this isn't the time to teach you that, but I'm demoing what it means is that it's not enough to put in a password. They also send you a code, in this case to my phone. So this is so that someone who just has your password can't get in. They also have to have stolen your phone. They have to have access to a couple of other things. So then on my phone, there's a code and I have to write that in here, which is 226572. Each time it sends you a different one. That's two-factor authentication. And in case you've come across it, we're going to talk more about two-factor authentication in the future. Right now, I'm just demoing it. It's not a Mac thing. It's a thing that happens in the world where people are not letting you have, if, you know, they're actually not even letting you have these things. Anyway, important accounts, they force you to create two-factor authentications now. There's also a thing called passkeys. We're going to talk about that in the future. But for now, that's how it works. You need to have your phone nearby to put in the code they sent you. That's all it is. Okay. So now when you get to my.sbcc.edu, this is your dashboard, your student dashboard. In my case, since it's me and I'm a teacher, I also have faculty links, employee links, but if you go to yours, it just has student links. Does that make sense? This is tailored to you. So when you have a big window, you'll see this red bar on the left side. When you have a small window, say that your window is much smaller than this. See how the red bar doesn't appear? That whole sidebar that's there disappeared. You're going to find it hiding under these three little lines. If I click on it, then that appears again. Okay, and you can close it. Click on it, appear, and close it. Now, the reason is because we need that red bar to find where we're going to get to the class handout. So for anything else that you need to register for school, for all this stuff, this is so easy from now on. The first time ever you registered SBCC is complicated, but now that you're registered, you just click here on class registration and you put in the CRN you want, hit submit, and you're signed up. It's so simple. So if you need help, I'm going to walk you through that at some other point when we're getting ready for MAC level 1. And now for people like Dorothy, who don't want to be called Dorothy, they want to be called Diana, you can go over here to my information, update personal information, and you can, there's a place that says name you want to be called. So if you're Jennifer and you want to call Jenny, you put Jenny in there. And that kind of helps because then the roster, I get given that choice and I can put Jenny instead of Jennifer or Diana instead of Dorothy. Does that make sense? It's just letting you know that you have that choice. Anyway, back to this place, we need to get down. There's two ways to get to the class handouts. One of the easiest ones is to go through Gmail. So when you scroll down, you go through Gmail. Now, for people for whom this doesn't work, I've encountered 2 people in the past who the word Gmail just doesn't appear for them then. If that doesn't work, then there's another place called Student Resources down there that you would go to. But I'm going to just, for now, go to the word Gmail. Click on Gmail. I know. It's reminding me that I haven't given you your break yet. On the first day, it's okay because we are, you know, some of you started much later. Okay. So then the word Gmail appears and you're in your pipeline Gmail. What does that mean? The school has set up an email address for you. That same username that you used, that's an email where most teachers communicate through your pipeline email and nothing else. That's how we are not allowed to communicate anything about school respect to the class using our personal emails. And if we send you information about the class, we are allowed to send you the link, the Zoom link, those kind of things, because a lot of non-credit students don't really check their pipeline email. But if you're a regular credit student, that's it. You would have to go to your pipeline email. But there's a dispensation we have, which is to send it to your personal emails. The one you gave the school, if you gave them an old one, you have to update that in the personal information, give them a new email. Then you're going to get the Zoom link also to the new email. But other than that, this is where you get your pipeline email. If you go in here, you'll find emails from me saying that this is the Zoom link and stuff like that. But now the important thing is that once you get to your Gmail, the handouts are in something called the Google Drives. So see this little icon here that's got little dots? We're going to click on that. And this is all demo. So, you know, you're going to have questions when you do it yourself. These little dots take you to a bunch of other Gmail stuff, and it's in the drive that all the class handouts hang out. Click on Drive. This usually is click, click, click to get there, but I'm explaining so much that it seems like it takes a while to get to the class handouts, but not really. Once you get into the Google Drive, down here you will find something called Shared Drives. Not to be confused with Share It With Me. That is a different thing. It's got to be Shared Drives. Okay? And yours, if you've never gone, it'll say welcome and it'll be empty and there'll be nothing there. Mine is very full of stuff. You'll go to Shared Drives. And over here, you're going to see this thing called Mac Intro Level 1 and 2 Shared Drive. Just by stint of being in the class, if you are registered, you will be in this class. Now, if you're not registered, you won't see it. So people who are still processing their registration, you won't see it. But everyone else, we're going to double click on that. And here are the class files. Okay. Now, remember, this is normally the class is hands-on. This is the only part that's demo, because I want you to practice this at home, because you'll be at home and that's where you're going to be needing to get to the class file, to the class recording links, right? So now you'll see that the second file is called Zoom class recording links. Enter to them all, fall 2025. Got it? Now, some of you are seeing your handouts in this mode, which is kind of like little icons, right? And then you'll see Zoom class recording links right there. Some of you see it like this, which is names, a list. It's the same stuff. It just looks different. So I'm going to double click on Zoom class recording links. And here we go. This is the file. Now, if you guys try to access this from your personal email, it won't let you in, which is why we had to go sign into Pipeline first, because this is a private shared drive accessible only to people inside of Pipeline. It won't let you do this through your personal email. Okay, that's why you have to do this process. Many times I get people trying to access it from their personal Gmail, and then I get a message saying, so-and-so at gmail.com is trying to access your files. And the school's like, nope, don't allow that. This is a school file. You need to go through Pipeline, okay?
Sometimes that happens though. I'm sorry to interrupt,
Yeah.
but I tried to get on Pipeline once and I had to go incognito because my other, what do you call it? My other sites came up, my Gmail came up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if your personal Gmail comes up, you can click over on this little icon and change to your other account. But right
Oh.
now, I do need to give you guys a break soon. So I want to, I don't want to push it too hard. So here's the class recordings and here's the video that I'll be sending you, like how to get to your class handouts. There's a survey I'm going to send you. And then this is how it's going to look. Today is September 3rd. You're going to have a video to the class recording. This is a sample one because this isn't real. The recording is still happening. We're in class. And then you would have an AI summary. So each day you'll come over here when you miss a class or you want to review, and you can click on this recording. So when you click on the recording one time, then you click on it one more time and it takes you to YouTube. It's, as I said, it's a private link, and this is a 4-hour class. You see here, 3.52 minutes, and it's the full on class recording. So I'm going to drag up to say 1:30 right there. And that one, right? So that's 1:30 PM of that class. I'm talking about whatever I'm talking about. Does that make sense? You scroll with this up to, well, I only missed the last half hour. Okay, so then you go over there. Or I missed the first part, you go over here. Does that make sense? So that's the class recording. Now, I'm going to close this off. There's one more thing you're going to get here, which is the AI summary. This one's a little bit cringe. Zoom is also going to make an AI, artificial intelligence summary of everything that's happened today. And it's going to say it, and I'm going to post it here. So say that you want to take a gander at what happened. You can click on this, and then again, click on meeting summary. And it's going to say, Diana led a technical troubleshooting session. Da, 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 da. Do this, do that, practice that. And then it kind of gives you a next steps. And it always talks, it's not in third person. It's just that it's Zoom talking about me. It's not that I wrote this. So Diana taught the class how to do the yes and no and raise hand features, for example. The meeting focused on helping participants set up shared permissions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So it writes what I did. And you have a bit of a detail on what it's happened. So Diana demonstrated how to access Gmail from the student dashboard, which is basically what I'm doing right now. Does that make sense? This is the AI of last time I taught this, the first summary, and that's how it's going to go. So you can look at this and go, what did I miss? Oh, looks like she talked about this at the bottom. Okay, let me go to the recording and we'll catch that at the bottom. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop my share. As I said, I'm going to send you an email with a video that shows you this exact process. I'm also going to send you a link just this one time to the recording of today's class where you can go to 2:30 PM where I started talking about this and watch this whole little portion again. Does that make sense? And then you can practice doing it. And then you have to report next Monday. We're meeting again on Monday. This is a twice a week, Monday and Wednesday class, and tell me, I tried and I tried, but I couldn't do it. Then I'll give you one-on-one hands. And then the rest of you are going to be like, yeah. So even if you didn't miss today's class, you have as homework to try to access it, learn to access the recordings for that day that you do miss a class. Does that make sense? So that is homework. Okay. Now we're going to take a break. It's a 15-minute break. Usually what I do, I write it in the chat. I forgot to ask everyone at home has to write in the chat. That's kind of your attendance. So you'll see somewhere that I'm about to write. So what time is it? 2:47. 15 minutes is going to be 3:03 or something like that. I'll write be back at 3:03 PM. That place where I just wrote be back at 3:03 PM at home, you guys saw it appear. Go ahead and write and say, hi, got it. Okay. And everyone, try to be back a minute earlier. Don't make me go out and have to track you down. We're going to start straight with, hold on, you need to sign out of your computer. If you need to leave, Josie's leaving. She has an appointment right now. Everyone at home, take your break. Those of you guys who are here, I need to show you how to sign out of your computer. So cluster behind me for a second, because at the end of class, not now, you're going to have to sign out to avoid what happened over there. So do you know your password again one more time? Right? Can you put in your password? So when you're inside, when you leave class, and we're going to see how many of you are going to need your school computers or not now that we start them at class. Some of you guys will never touch them. You'll just be on your laptops, and some of you guys will be on them the whole time. Finally, I can stop the alarm because I am giving you the break. Okay. So do you see that little Apple icon at the very top left of your screen? Click on that. And then at the very bottom of that, it says, don't everyone, if you're in class, do that, but it says log out of Josie, whatever. And then the next thing you need to do is when you leave, click the log out again. Yeah, log out and then log out. And then grab your name tag and drop it off by the roster on your way out, okay? Don't take your name tags home. You're going to forget them. Try not to make me pick them up. If you make me pick them up, it's not such a big deal, but ideally drop them off. And then when you walk in next week, you'll sign in and pick up your name tag. I'll have them right there and you'll sit down. And next week, whatever computer you sit on, hi Josie, is your computer. Okay. So come during break. No, that's fine. I mean, you're welcome to test it, but then you'll have to log in again. It's okay. But the thing is, If you have any issues, like I said, that you need to be up front or whatever, any of those things, please speak to me now so that we can be prepared to move people around. If you're happy where you are, then this is your computer. If so, we're gonna look at the computer number. See how it says Wake M13? Wait, look at the bottom of your computer. Yeah. Read that number, and on the roster, let's go and register that number. You don't need to have Wake M13. You just need to know 13, 14, 12, 5, 7, and then go to the roster, and there's a place here for you to write your computer number. So, oh, I don't have a pen here, do I? Can I borrow your pen for a second? But I usually have a pen here. So right next to your name, there's 2 columns, and one says mouse and one says station. Station is that number. So I'm going to go ahead and next to Josie, I'm going to write 13, but she just left. I'm going to write number 13. So wherever you guys see that there's a number 13, that's the place. I'm going to bring a pen now. On your way out, can you please write that number? And then I'm going to print a pen and I'm going to help you in a second. Yep. So down there. Even if you don't use the computers, that's your station. Here's a pen. Here you go. All right, everyone off on break. Enjoy. Eat and drink. Hold on.
Watch for videos you're talking about are simply a recap.
It's
Recording of-
It's just a recording of the last session. There might be something I might assign or not, but for the most part, it's the recording of this session. Yeah. You're welcome.
I can't get on the Wi-Fi.
Okay, so well, looks like you are on. Click on that.
Oh, maybe the-
Yeah, you're in.
Let's guess though.
That's fine. No, guest. No, guest is fine. That's how you should try sign in as guest. Yeah, that is the one you should sign in on. Mhm. Yeah. my.sbcc.edu, for example. my.sbcc. .edu. Yeah, another good reason to come to class, right?
My registration, she said, I don't usually give this page out, but she wants you to have it.
Oh, thank you so much.
That I am really registered.
Perfect. Can you go check? In fact, I can help you check here, but anyway. It could be if you got registered yesterday that I don't have you on the roster yet. Did you sign in yet?
No.
Okay, please, 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 please sign in. That is the most important thing. And then let's go back to your computer again. I can show you right now whether you are signed in. And you need to sign because that's really, and do you know your station number? Do you remember it? Okay. Diana? Can you write down what computer station you or just tell it to me? What number are you on? 31. Wait, 31 is Dorothy. Diana. Jenny, I don't know why she wrote my name. Maud, what's that? Yours? Oh,
She was right in front of me.
yeah, but you said it's 07 or you said 31? Oh. So it's just 7. Okay. And then Jenny next to you, is it 6 or 5? Does it go one way or the other? Maud, that's true. 8, okay. And so 7 and 8, so that means that Jenny is 7, 8, 9. Okay, Carol would be 10. Carol, are you 10 on your computer? That's okay. Okay, great. So Susie, do you want to come to your computer and I'll show you to see if we can see if you're registered or not? And if you're not registered, you can just register. Go ahead and go to Safari. And that's the demo of what I just showed, which is very easy to register. Oh, I'm sorry. That's true. You were asking a question and then I thought I had it answered. I apologize. Click on this. and go to my.sbcc.edu, and I'll be back in a second. Yes.
My authentication failed.
Oh, no, but where are you going? This was fine. You are connected, so I'm not sure what you're trying
Well, I
to
was
do.
in the,
This is even more this is not where you need to go. You don't need ClearPath. All you need to do is that, I mean, you've got a strong, none of this is necessary.
so how do I get out of this?
You just go somewhere else. So click on that. Go to my.sbcc.edu,
That's
.sbcc.edu and hit return.
Yeah,
What?
I know. I don't understand.
You're connected.
But when I went into my dot.
Well, the other one you can be on is EDU Rome, but I think, let's try you on EDU Rome, but I've always had people on, put in your username and password right there. No, password, you didn't put in your password. Do it again.
Missing calculator. This is easy.
No, just put in again your password. You forgot, you clicked before putting in your password. Put it again in your and holes, and now you need to put your pipeline password in there.
This is.
No, cancel. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think it thought that you had finished. So say connect again, and you need to click on connect again. It's still connecting you to SBC guests. So let me see. Did you finish putting your password? I think you hadn't.
Yeah, I did. Actually.
But I mean, I don't understand the problem. What is happening here? Let me just go to, I don't know, weather.com. It's working, right? Connection is not private. Oh, weather.
The other gal
What?
told me I wasn't, temporary. She said you had to put it in the whole thing. I couldn't get it. I don't know why this password doesn't seem to be working, because I just put it in today. And I went over there.
What is happening? That is something weird is happening on your computer. You click on any of those. Have you ever gone to?
At home, I can get to the Safari.
So this is bizarre. Who is when you said someone was telling you that you need a
The
different
gal who
one?
came in and helped
So
me,
which one did she say
she
you had
said
to
you
use?
get SBCC.
Okay. So that's new. We used to use that one. So let's try connect. Okay. So put in your computer. Last time you put in your password, but you didn't finish. You were like ROO and you stopped there. So try account name
Count
is DA. I'm sorry, Susie. I'll be back in a second. Don't click on OK or anything. Okay, perfect. Now click on my.sbcc right there. Okay. And now username and password, your school username and password. I'll be back. %. No, it doesn't. And you did sign in here
Yeah, I signed in here.
effectively?
I signed out.
So let's put in that. You should never show me your password, but at this point, let's try again. Is it R or K?
R.
R 0. Oh, I was reading that down. Money.
Oh, it's changed.
Yeah, it's just that it was still dealing with your other account. So hold on, you have to first tell it that you want to connect. I've never used SBCC with a student before. Okay, and this time we're going to copy it so you don't have to keep writing it. Put your name, T-I-T-A Windholtz. And hold on, I'm gonna just double click on that. Copy it, so that I can keep writing there. And then the password, okay, uppercase R, TP, money. Oh, it's just that you left that one on. That's why you gotta turn it off again. You only need to do shift for $sign. That's what's happening. And now 341. 341.
Is it on there already? Yeah, it's on there. Okay.
Yeah, 341. And then that's a T.
So you just shift for the $sign?
Yeah. Mhm. I thought you put 241 instead of 341. I thought you said T41 and I didn't. Let's try it one more time. So the caps lock, let me explain. This seals it to always do everything uppercase. So you never want to do that. You want to do that? Yeah, R. Okay, now TP. Money, so hold shift key. Oh,
Oh, man.
so
why does
what
it do
is,
that?
I don't know why they're asking you for. Paste. Here, let me for a second help you. So shift. I'll let go. Now TP. Now shift and the money. Okay, let go. Now 3, 4, 1. And now lowercase t. Let's see if it can finally, I know I saw you type it in. Okay, so this is R. Did work there, right? Let's just make sure. D-A, when, oh, because I had D-A, wind,
HOL
hold,
TZ.
okay. R, TP, $sign, 341 T. Because if it works there, that means it's working, in which case this is weird. I don't know. I have never seen all of this be requested. But let's
Well, it says
put it
welcome
in.
to the guest wireless network. And I thought we were in the other.
Yeah, but I have.
Accept log. Please wait.
See, that didn't go in either, though. That's the problem.
Oh, did
I'm
you
learning.
accept?
Yeah. So I'm thinking that
I just got it now today when we went over there.
you might need to go ask them to help you with the password because it's not going in either one. And I think it's the password because if had it gone in there, then, but you know what I mean? But it's not. So it tells me that, let me do that one more time there, but RTP $sign 341 T. So thing you're typing, it's DA Windholtz. It's not going in. So there's something up with that password that you repeated wrong last time that it worked. Maybe you did have everything uppercase because you had typed it in that way before.
I don't know. Let me try.
RTP $sign 341 T. No. Okay, you need to go find out from them what's happening because this is not. Yeah. Okay. Guys, I know it's, I've been helping people all the time. Let me run to the restroom. Somebody stand there and tell people that I'm coming back. Let me just. Can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Sorry. Thanks for pointing that out. You know, when she did like that and I could tell she couldn't hear me. I was talking to people individually and I went to the restroom, so I turned the microphone off. Good thing I remembered to turn it off, right? But it's weird to have this thing connected all the time. I forget it's there. It was strange, but anyway, I kind of remembered. All right. So now we're actually working on the class. And the first thing that came up from two students in person is that they want to buy a Mac. So, and then someone else was trying to find the operating system. So we're going to jump in to what's this class all about? What are you going to learn? What you're not going to learn? What the other classes do so that you'll know when it's an appropriate question for the moment. And then, yes, this is an appropriate question for, well, I have an old computer. I need to buy a new one. And do you need to? Do you not need to? And in this case, by the way, I don't know, Phil, do you and Bob know each other? Do you know this guy? Who right now is he was in his second computer. Okay. So that's great to know. So Bob's been in my classes for a while and he is a computer he helps people at the public library. I always say when I'm not around, go to Bob, right? But it's actually go to the computer because there you go. And hey Bob. So it's not just him. And it turns out Phil just introduced himself. He is another one of those wonderful people. If you go to the main library, you can sign up, or you can call, I guess, and sign up too, for a slot where there's going to be someone there to help you. Now, a lot of the people know a lot about PCs, not so much about Macs. And Bob's been coming to my classes for a while. He knew about Macs and now he's knowing more. And now Phil is high level computer tech on the PC side, but now he wants to know more about Macs. So, guys, when you call, can they find out, Bob and Phil, if you say that you want a spot, can you say for a Mac computer and they send you to the right person?
Yes.
What system? Okay, great. So then as for a Mac person, now Phil's going to transition to being a Mac person after taking all of these classes, it would seem. So the reason I'm explaining all of this, A, because what you guys do is amazing. So thank you. And for everyone to know it's available. So again, thank you. And B, because Phil needs a Mac computer. And a lot of you guys might need Mac computers. Now he has a ton. He doesn't want to spend a lot. Now, one of the things is that Macs are, for better or for worse, kind of indestructible. Now, that sounds weird to say that because they do become obsolete-ish, but not destroyed. So my 2012, guys, how old is a 2012 computer? Okay. It still works. And it's the one that I'm going to be bringing here to demo the old version of operating system when I can. So it still works. It's just that there's a lot of stuff that an older computer won't do. And if you're considering getting a laptop, in your case, to help people or people who have older ones, Jenny, and I'm going to check in with Barbara right now, with Paula, sorry, Ullman.
Yeah.
Because I don't know your computer, nor Marta's. When you have a computer that can't upgrade past Monterey, which is a software operating system. Now, what's the operating system? The thing that makes your computer run is the operating system. It's software, it's an application. Otherwise, this is a bunch of like metal, glass, and wires. It works because it has an operating system. And that operating system is the one that dictates what we are going to be learning in this class. Intro to the Mac is learning how to set up your computer to make it work for you, to figure out how and things happen, how it works. And so that operating system for this class is really important, in fact, more than in others, because the computer worked kind of the same after that between an older and a newer one for the most part. But the operating system for an older computer looks visually extremely different than it does now. So lots of people began buying Macs because they like their phones and their iPads, and then they bought a Mac. And so what they did is they made the operating system on the Mac as of 5 years ago, I guess. They made it look exactly like it is on the phones and on the and on your iPads. So that's the new operating system that in these computers you're all going to have. But if you have an older computer, it looks totally different and it throws people off. It does the same stuff, but it looks totally different. So if you learn on an older computer to then help people, you're going to have some trouble there. Does that make sense? Now, still, that's really old. Now, Monterey, you can have like my 2015 computer at home could run Monterey. After that, when I say names like Sequoia, Monterey, Catalina, those are like the pet names of different operating systems. They have like a number that they come with. And let me show you in the class handouts where I have all this information for you. So now I'm going to go ahead and open it up so that I can give you how to, let me, I need to see the, I need to see these so that I recognize it visually. I'm a visual person. Here we go. So Mac OS versions. So Mac OS is the Mac operating systems. It used to be called Mac OS 10. And in fact, if you look the name of the classes, it still says Intro to the Mac OS 10. I'm actually upgrading the classes this week, but now it's just called Mac OS. So these are the names, Sonoma, Sequoia, Ventura, Monterey, that we call them, but they have a number, right? So if you buy a computer that is very old, like a 2012, right? When you bought that computer, my old laptop, it was working on an operating system called Mountain Lion, but I upgraded it. Before it used to be every few years, but then as of this year, every year, see 2012, 2013, 2014, 2016, every year, they began to upgrade it to a new version. Now, if your computer is so old, like a 2012, that it still works today, 2024, well, this is 2025. Actually, in 2025, in November, a new one comes out. I don't remember the name of it. It has a name already. I've heard I've heard a sneak peek message. I don't know if it's true yet. They're going to stop calling it names and have the years be different. And they're going to start calling it by the year. Like it's going to be 25 or something like that. Now, I don't know. That's one of those things you hear on those like people who know about the industry. I don't know if it's true, but notice that the 2024 was number 15. The 2020 was number 11.3.1. So now they're probably thinking of just making the next one be Mac OS 25 or 26. I don't know which one they're going to adopt, but the whole point is that, an older computer was able to be upgraded, and then the newest operating system that my 2012 can run is Mac OS Catalina. It stops there. It can't go any further. That's my old 2012 computer. It stopped at Catalina. Now, other computers, my 2015, okay, I have another computer that's a 2015 that I bought it when it ran it. It stopped at Monterey. It cannot upgrade further than Monterey. So those are two blocking points. Some computers can't go past Catalina, and some people can't go past Monterey. Most of the people who have older computers, that's Monterey. What you have is Monterey. It looks like Monterey, okay? So people who have Monterey, your operating system settings is called system preferences. And the system preferences in the older computers looks very different to the system settings, which is what this class is all about, which is why I'm going to try to bring my old laptop and make sure I can share it with you guys. It just looks different. It operates very similarly. But now I'm going to show you how to find out what operating system your computer has, and then everyone has to tell me what computer they are running. So not the school computers, but the computer that you have at home. So those of you who are here who don't have their computers here because you have a desktop at home, so you didn't bring your laptop, that's homework. You need to go and find out what, so do it on your computer. So everyone should have your computer available now. And here's how we're going to do this. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the Apple that's on the top left of your screen. Click on that one and say about this Mac, about this Mac, about this Mac. Now, if you are on Ventura, Sonoma, or Sequoia, which are the ones that came after Monterey, the answer looks like this. If instead you're in Monterey, Phil, you might want to take a peek over there. It's going to look like that, which is a very different look. Okay. Now I can't demo that right now But for people, so Susie, I think you said yours is Monterey. That's what it's gonna look like. And what it's gonna do, and by the way, I'm sorry, I forgot, I need to share my screen. I can't believe, see, this is where my brain has to remember to, guys at home, if I'm demoing something and you're not seeing it, you need to say, share your screen. Cause, I did this for many years, and then I told you the lab was closed for 2 years. So my brain is resetting into how to teach this HyperFlex mode. And I keep talking and I forget that at home, you don't see anything if I don't share the screen. So what I was sharing is you go to the Apple on the top left and you hit about this Mac. And on a computer that over here, it says Mac OS Sequoia 15. And it tells me what computer I'm running. On an old version, it's the other way around. It puts a little big name, Mac OS Monterey, and then underneath it tells you what computer you're working on. So this is a Mac Mini. Now a Mac Mini, if you actually look at all this display that I have in front of here, you guys at home don't see it, but I've got like, whoo, this whole display. It's really a tiny little thing that big. That's my Mac Mini, and it's down there connected to all these monitors. My next computer, by the way, that I am in the process of purchasing is going to be a Mac Mini as well. The Mac Minis are amazing right now. But the thing is that it's telling me what kind of chip, memory, startup serial, a bunch of stuff that as we go along with this week's next few weeks class, we're going to understand what those are. But the only thing that matters to me is what does it say right here? It could be saying Ventura, Sonoma, or Sequoia. Those are the three things it could be saying if it looks like this. And if it looks like that, which if it doesn't look like this, so if anyone at home has something that doesn't look like this at all, you're like, what's she showing? That doesn't look like mine. That means you either have Monterey or Catalina or Big Sur or one of these names. And by the way, before I was sharing this, and those of you at home didn't see this and no one said anything. So please, those of you at home, when I was sharing this handout that I was talking about Monterey, Manalay and all that, please remind me that I need to share my screen because you missed out on this whole bit that I was sharing. So anyway, so that's why especially if you're going to be a computer tech, you probably should buy a computer that can at least go past Monterey. Does that make sense? Now, for all the rest of you guys who are having an older computer, you want to do the same thing. So that doesn't mean you need to buy the newest, bestest, most expensive computer. But if you run down on this handout a little bit further down, it'll tell you which Macs can run 15, Mac OS 15 or Sequoia. And these are the models that can run Sequoia. So basically, if it's an iMac Pro, it can be as old as 2017. The rest of them can be maybe 2018 or 2019. And then for some of them, it has to be later than 2019. And for the MacBook Airs, it has to be older than newer than 2020. So as you guys can see, it's not a quick answer, which is why I said, we'll talk about that in class when Phil asked me over break and when you're asking me. I recommend, if you're wanting to look in particular, Phil's trying to get a cheaper, older computer, is that a cheaper, older computer needs to be at least one of these. But things are progressing so fast in the world of computers that I would kind of venture to say, try to go a little bit higher than that, because each time they run that, so like which ones can run Sonoma, if you click over here, and then I'm going to put a link like that, similar to this handout, but this is just a quick little answer. But if you click over on these links and you click over on that link, it basically takes you to the Apple support page. Mac Sonoma is compatible with, and it gives you very specific, right? Very specificity, not just a general, like these are all the ones it's compatible with. So if you look at which computer which is compatible, then you can look over here really well and figure out which one of these at the very least should do it. Now you might see that for some of these guys, basically it gives you all the new ones. The new ones, the one you need to look at is the oldest one, right? Which is why I kind of summarized it. Hold on. I had summarized it here for like, this is as old as you can go to be able to run Sequoia. What is an iMac? This is an iMac. These are iMacs. iMacs are all in one. you see the monitor and the computer's inside of it. And this is an entire computer, just like a laptop is an entire computer, laptop and monitor. Only these are desktops and those are laptops. The Mac Mini, on the other hand, is what you guys were accustomed to in the past, that you have a computer and you attach a monitor to it. So when you buy a Mac Mini, you just buy a thing. And if you guys didn't want to come see it, it's literally a little box that big and this thick. That's it. That's the computer. And you have to attach it with a cable. You need to buy a monitor separately. You attach it to a monitor, and that's a desktop computer. Of course, you can't carry it around either. So the only thing I can carry around is a laptop. Now, I'm not going to sit here and explain which brand of what you can buy. I'm going to just say, get the most you can as far as RAM. And what's RAM? It's what they call memory over here. So when we said about this Mac, and so this is this little thing that appeared over here. See how it says memory 16 GB? That word memory, that is one that if you're going to buy a computer that you want it to last another extra year or two before you have to buy a new one, you might need to pay a little bit more to put a bit more memory. But at this point, you shouldn't buy a computer that has any less than 16 gigabytes. So some of you guys are buying computers that have 8 gigabytes. It doubles up, 4, 8, 16, 32. If you want yours to last and you're looking at buying a new computer now, not you who are trying to find something old that'll do the job, but if you're trying to upgrade your computer instead of having all these clunkers and you're buying something new, make sure that it doesn't have less than 16 gigabytes. And then the next thing that you want to make sure of is the chips and stuff that it's carrying now. Now, the older ones didn't even say the word chip because they didn't have that, you know. So a chip could be M1, M2, M2 Pro, Ultra, Max. There's all these different ones. Now, notice that this isn't one of those Ultra, Max, whatevers, and it's still going to last many years. Yeah, Phil?
So if I found a computer that could run Monterey,
Mhm.
that's sufficient.
No, because then your computer, it's almost like if you're going to be a tech, you should have both, but, or you should know both. Your
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, thank you for reminding. He's asking me if I'm going to buy a computer that can run Monterey, is that going to be good enough? I would say for anyone who's looking to support people who come into their ask tech questions, that you should be able to run between Monterey and Ventura, which is what comes next. There's a huge difference in the technology between these two. And mainly there's a huge difference, as you're going to see in the system settings. So you should run something that can run Ventura, Sonoma, or Sequoia. So not Monterey, because Monterey, it's a visual absolute difference, like where the settings are, what they look like, how they set up, how they do. So now someone is going to come to you with an old computer, right? And then you're going to be like, oh, because you're going to know the new stuff. But, you know, there's a limit to how much you can know or have if you're starting with this. Now, Mac has operated looking identical from Monterey down. All of these have looked the same. So it's not like they do this a lot. They have really, for all of these years, it's looked the same. Right here, there's a line drawn where things look extremely different. And it's because they adapted to make all the laptops, all the operating system of computers look the same way as your phones and or your iPads. So now, no matter what Apple device you had, if you go to the settings, they all look very similar. And here we're going to be testing that out. We're going to be opening our settings on our phone or settings on our computer, and you're going to be seeing that you're basically looking at the same thing. And that's why they did it. So it's a big shift. But these are in gray because this old stuff, we're talking 2009, 2011, also when things shifted to the Mac OS X here, there was a big shift where computers couldn't run anything past that. And that was, you know, at this point, eons ago. So you had to at least get a 2012 computer. But my 2012 computer still works just fine. But it's there's a lot of things that are newer in technology, in the world of technology, that it can't do. Of course, forget artificial intelligence. That is really new. It just doesn't have the wherewithal, but also all the connections to the cloud and the photos and the ups and downs and a bunch of stuff that we're going to be learning about. It's going to have some limitations. Monterey computers are pretty much not limited as much. For those of you who have, who has an iPhone, raise your hands if you have an iPhone, because you might also have, Phil, being a PC guy that you are, you might have an Android, right? There's like 2 people at home who have an Android right now. Julie, anyone else at home who has an Android right now? Paula, I don't know you. Do you have an Android or an iPhone?
No, I don't.
Okay, so right now only Julie at home has an Android. Okay, now why this matters is because a lot of the issues that you're going to come up with that people have to do with where their files are, where they're not. What do you mean where their files are? Aren't files on your computer? Well, we'll discover that no, that for a lot of you guys, when you bought a new computer, your files are up on the cloud, even though they look like they're sitting there on your computer. They're actually up on the cloud. And that's because when you buy a new computer, the setup defaults to putting your stuff on the cloud unless you know to not. So there's all these things that matter. So when I'm talking about the cloud, what do you mean the cloud? What's the cloud? You're talking things that I have no idea about. Yeah, that's why we're in this class. That's why I'm going to be explaining. None of this is going to be left to your, I hope I figure it out. I'm going to walk you through all of these things. But the whole point is, if you're buying a new computer, new computer, if you go to Apple, just go to say apple.com, right? And you can use this to figure out price wise and stuff like that. So you go, oh, I'm going to ppl.com. That's not going to help. I go to Apple, then up here, you tell it what you're looking to buy. So say that you're looking to buy a Mac, right? A computer. You click on a Mac. And then it says, well, what kind? And it gives you all the possible choices, right? So the cheapest laptops are the MacBook Airs. MacBook Pros are basically laptops that are much more powerful. But Jesus, for 99% of people, my son does film editing and he has his amazing film editing setup and whatever. But guess what? He can still do a lot of editing when he was in college on his MacBook Air. So they're very powerful computers. So don't diminish them just because they're the cheapest ones. They're still very powerful. But they have smaller hard drives and stuff, but they're very lightweight. They can be carried everywhere, but they have a tiny monitor. So if you like to see things a bit better, you might need to transfer yourself to a desktop. If you don't carry your computer all over the place, get yourself a desktop computer. This is it. These are iMacs, okay? That's what an iMac is. When you see the little I in front of it, it's these 2-in-1. You buy a big monitor and inside of it, there's also a computer. Then you have the Mac Mini, which is what this is. And as you can see, there's no monitor there. You have to buy a monitor and connect it to a monitor. Mac Studio, which is the more professional version of the Mac Mini, and then you buy a monitor. And the Mac Pro, we're talking bazillions of dollars here, that also needs a monitor. So these 3, you need to buy your own monitor. This one comes with a monitor, and of course, laptops come with a monitor themselves as well. No. No, I wish. If it's a
Question?
really, okay. So the question was, if you want to buy a Mac Mini, right? Can you use your old iMac as the monitor for it? Only if it's older than a 2014. If it's 2014 and older iMac, can you do that? Mine is a 2015 iMac and it's got a beautiful monitor. It's 27-inch, high retina screen. It's not usable as a monitor. But if it's 2014 and older, then it can be repurposed as a monitor for your Mac. So that's a little detail. Now, say that you look for a MacBook Air. If you go for the cheapest laptop, and you can do this on any one of these, okay? Then what it does, you go and click on the word buy. Don't worry, you're not going to have to buy it yet. Click on the word buy. No, because then you can start comparing. Okay. Do I want a 13-inch or do I want a 15-inch? Okay. So if I want a 13-inch, then do I want to put that code in it? Or so say that you say that I want the cheapest one available, new cheapest one, right? Because you might buy older ones used. So I'm going to click on select for the cheapest MacBook Air, which says it starts at $1,000. And just showing you how this works. And then you go in here and then you go, okay, well, but you can put that chip in it or you can put this chip in it for $100 more. So say that you decide to go with that chip. I'm just giving you examples of how it works for any computer you choose in here. It's like a salad bar. Now instead of 16 gigs, what if I put 24 gigs in it? You click on that. So that's $200 more. How about if I want more storage and you click on that? Then that's another $200 more. Suddenly that which was 900 is now 1300. Does that make sense? And then you go, well, no. I'm going to back out and get that one again. So you click on that and so on and so forth. You kind of get to back up to 16 memory. And if you go to 16 memory, okay, it's back to 1200. Well, then if I go, et cetera, et cetera. Does that make sense? You kind of go up and down. And when you do that, you get to choose cheaper or more expensive until you find the product that works within your budget. When you get to the end, it shows you, okay. Now don't forget, no, don't do this. You actually need to go to Apple for Education because you get a discount. You guys are students. So if you go to Apple for Education, then it takes a certain amount off. So I don't remember right now how much, but let's say that I go back to apple.com. And I think somewhere around here, down at the bottom, you get a choice for education. Say shop for college. You guys are in college, believe it or not. Then if I go back to the Macs and I go to MacBook Airs, now it's $899. So that's $100 less, for example, a starter. For the cheap, I'm just trying to establish one that we keep looking at. So you went down $100 just because you're buying it as a student. If you go in person to the Apple store and you show them your, you show them your student card. You all know you have your student card. Your student card, if you don't have it, they make you, I used to make it in the front office in a second. I don't know if this office here makes it now. They print it out really quickly. I ask them who prints out your student card. You get discounts at like Lazy Acres or so many places. You get discounts, student discount. You guys are students. I know you have also other, depending on the age you are, some other, but you don't know which one's better. Sometimes you might want to pull out your student card. Sometimes I want to pull computers. You want to pull out your student card. Yeah, 1 day for seniors, 1 day for students, and you get 2 days of discounts. Good point. Good point. Someone mentioned that you get your student card and you get 2 different discounts, Tuesdays for students, Wednesday for seniors, or whatever it might be. But for Apple, student discounts. Okay. So, but you need to buy a new one for that, meaning it has to be new. And you can also go to the Mac Mechanic. Does Mac Mechanic sell computers anymore? Anyway.
I don't think so.
They used to. But when? Online, the Mac Mechanic. Anyway, that's a local place. Anyway, so at this point, that's all new computers though. So if you're going to go buy an old one, Phil, I'm going to have you check out that same place. Like if you just write, which Mac is compatible with Ventura OS, for example, then you go, make sure to go to the pit. And so then you go to that place and this is it. This is all the ones that are so this would be the oldest you could get. If you get a MacBook Pro, would be a 2017 or a MacBook, and then you go look for your place, eBay or whatever, and hope you get a good one. That would be the best you can do with an older computer. Okay. Just look at these numbers to see how old they have to be. Now, homework is everyone has to find out at home, those of you who didn't bring your laptops, what's your operating system? Write it down or take a picture so that you can bring it in here and show it to me. All right. If you don't even know what's happening, just visually, if I see that versus this, I'll know if it's an older one or a newer one. I need to know your operating systems because I need to know how to support you. Now, those of you who do know, because you found it out, okay? Everyone at home knows. I need you now to write it in the chat. And by the way, because I forgot to tell you at home to write it in the chat, please write in the chat what your operating system is. And I just want to see if I see anything very old. So here's the chat, and I'm going to write Sequoia on mine. So that you can see where the chat is. And I'm seeing Ventura, Sequoia. So that's coming in the chat. Now over here, those of you who do know, okay, if you see that it says Sequoia, raise your hands. Okay. So your personal computers. Okay. Or if you know what's at home. Yeah, no, it's not a Monterey. If it says Sequoia, it's Sequoia. Like the computer model would be MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, MacBook Mini. What operating system they run, they can only be running either Monterey or Ventura. They run one operating system at a time. So whatever it's running, when you say about this Mac, will be what it's running. So it's like, you know, the car is one thing and the gas that you put into is another. Some people have the same car and they put different gas, right? So, or it's electric or whatever. So your computer is whatever computer it is.
I have a question.
What you can hold on. Let me answer this question you guys didn't hear. She's asking about what if my sorry, I got distracted by the word. I have a question. If you have a computer that has Ventura, some of you guys in the chat wrote back Sequoia, 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 but one person said Monterey, which means you probably can't upgrade beyond that, but someone said Ventura. So Julie said Ventura. So that's not the latest operating system, but it's one above Monterey. So it became Monterey, Ventura, Sonoma, Sequoia. So it's one above, which means her computer looks the same as Sequoia as far as what the operating system is. It looks like the iPhone, it looks like but it's old enough. I believe we talked about this, Julie, that yours doesn't upgrade anymore to Sonoma, right? You're at the limit of what it can
Right.
upgrade. And what
Right.
year is yours?
2017
It's a 2017. And I don't know if it's an Air or a Pro. If it's a Pro,
MacBook Pro.
it's a MacBook Pro 2017. So she's stuck at Ventura. So maybe that's something that you might consider. I don't know. But the thing is, that's the operating system it's running. If you have a computer that's newer than that, you can upgrade it then to Sonoma or to Sequoia. Like you shouldn't get stuck in the older ones as long as your computer can upgrade, you should. So we're going to talk about upgrading and how do you do that. But the whole point is that if your computer can run the newer ones, then it can do all of what the operating system can do and we'll learn more what that means, especially with the cloud. But basically, if you have, everyone here said they have an iPhone except for Phil and Julie. Everyone else has an iPhone. So how many of you have an iPad? Raise your hand if you have an iPad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How about at home? I need my 6, 7. A lot of you guys. So a lot of you guys have iPads, 7, 8, 9. So that's 9 iPads in here. So you guys have phones, iPads, and Macs of one kind of another. How many of you have a smartwatch? I'm seeing one right here. 1, 2, 3 smartwatches at home. Wait, I didn't lower your hands. Let me lower your hands. Okay, smartwatches at home. No one has a smartwatch at home? One? Yeah, Martha just raised her hand. Okay, there's 4 or 5 smartwatches. So these are all devices that are Apple devices. And what you're going to find out to do here is that as long as your stuff is in one of those devices, guess what? You can access it from any of the others. Like literally all your stuff, your files, your recipes, not only just your bookmarks or stuff like that, but you can actually keep writing that letter, that email. You can keep working on the stuff, except for maybe on your the watch, of course. It does a little bit less than the rest of it, but it's pretty amazing what it can do. But you can check your texts from, you can make a phone call. You can do all these things pretty much from all your devices, not the phone call. The iPad, it has to have a cell, whatever. But other than the phone call, because that's not part of Apple, that's AT&T or whoever you're talking with. and you have to buy a watch that can make phone calls or an iPad that can make phone calls. But other than that, phones can make phone calls, but computers, all your computers, you can pick up the phone and answer the phone from your computers too if you connect your phone number to it. So what happens is that all of these devices are individual pieces. And by the way, towards the end, like in December, I'm teaching a class called handheld devices. So I'm going to talk about that later. But right now we're just talking Apple devices, and all these guys that you have or don't have. It's okay if you don't have them. When I'm standing here, I'm going to point this. I like talking a little bit more in here when I'm just talking. All these devices, they have connection to your account, your Apple account. And that Apple account has its own password and username and password. And we're going to talk about those, which are your Apple ID and those kind of things. And it's been called Apple ID for eons, and they just changed it to the name Apple account. So my brain is still having to switch to that because it just changed a few months ago. What used to be an Apple ID is now an Apple account, and it has a password. And basically, what that means is that if you go online to any computer anywhere in the world, say that you just got robbed, your phone was stolen, you never had an Apple Watch, and your computer's at home in California. And when you go to any computer, you can sign in to iCloud.com with your Apple ID and username, and you'll be able to see everything that's on that computer, on that phone, the phone numbers, your contacts, everything, because really the cloud is holding it all in the internet. And if I meet, where's your name tag? Blast. You pull it up. Thank you. Yeah, it sometimes falls, but I looked for a second. I remembered it because it's a special name, but my immediate look at wasn't there. So I meet Blas, he's a good friend, and he's like, hey, I moved. I have a new address. I pick up my phone, update the address. Guess what? If someone were at home looking at my computer, they would immediately see the new address, the one that I put in on my phone. When I get home, I go to my computer. I don't have to change it because I already changed it on my phone. That means that it went to the cloud, and the cloud sent it to my computer, to my iPad, and to my smartwatch. So Rod, Rod and Phil. Rod and Phil. Thank you. It's not that you can't talk. It's just that I have to start raising my head more and more and more. So sorry about that. I do need to add to my briefcase a supply of throat lozenges. I do get at the end of Friday. I can barely talk. So let's try to keep it down while I'm talking. All right. So what I was saying is if I'm at home and the doctor calls and says, your appointment you got to change your appointment. I go to my computer. I'm sitting in front of my computer. I go to my calendar and I say, you got to see you next week. Okay. I changed the appointment next week. Guess what? If I were to look on my phone at the calendar, I would have already updated to next week. If I look at my smartwatch, if I look at my iPad, it's all connected through the cloud. So we have here we go. We have handouts. Okay. So give me a second. So where's my good old, here we go. And I really like to make drawings on the whiteboard, but the whiteboard isn't here yet. And so we're going to spend quite a bit talking about the cloud, understanding it. And then once we have an idea of why I'm talking about the cloud, then we're going to grab our devices and access the cloud. Okay. But it's going to take a couple of classes to really understand everything, because a lot of it is like, I just have a phone. I just have a computer. What are you talking about? Well, it's just that people to handle all of the material that it's in your computer, it relates to where it is. Is it on your computer, or is it in the cloud, or is it on the phone? And so understanding all of this is going to help us then when we do start working all our devices to know what we're doing. So here's the drawing. You own a laptop or a phone or an iPad or a watch, and they are not communicating with each other. It's not like the phone sent Blas's phone number to my computer. it sent it to the cloud. And the cloud sent it to the laptop. And the cloud sent that information to the pad and to the smartwatch. So they don't talk to each other. They all talk to the cloud. So what's that cloud space? That's a space. Let me just finish this thought and then I'll answer questions. That's a space that it's kind of like your private little space that Apple reserves for you because you're an Apple owner, so to say. You own a device. So no, you own a device, so you have an account. And that space is only accessible by you with your Apple account and password. Just like you guys couldn't enter these computers until you knew your username and password, right? Otherwise, the computer wouldn't open for you. No one can get into your Apple account unless they know your username and password. So you should keep these things close and personal, but you shouldn't also forget them. Because your phone right now remembers it and your computer right now remembers it. But remember that I just posited that you're in Europe and someone stole your stuff and you need to get to your account? Well, who's going to remember that? If your phone isn't there to remember it and your computer's in California, it's your brain, right? So you need to know your user ID and password. Okay? Knock on everything. I don't have a wooden desk anymore. But say that another flash flood comes and tears your house apart and you lose everything at once. Hopefully not your life, but meaning you lose your devices, right? Well, guess what? Once you have the opportunity to go buy another one, you enter your Apple ID and your password and all the information is going to fill that computer. And it's like you never lost the old one. Why? Because all the information is up on the cloud. Does that make sense? So that cloud is what we need to know how to access. Let me teach you how to find it. Everyone has a phone right here, except for Julie and Phil. So let me show you that. And then let me answer questions because I said a while ago that I'd answer a question and I didn't. Sorry, Susie.
We talked about the cloud too, right?
But not the iCloud. The iCloud is the Apple iCloud. So thank you for that in this explanation here. And it's funny because I have to remember that now I need to be ambidextrous because I need to show something on here with my mouse. And then here I need to, oh no, but you see my mouse there too. So I can show it like that because I used to. Oh, how interesting. No, but it doesn't work. I used to have a projector here. It doesn't work on this. Yeah, it doesn't work. And of course, so you guys at home don't know what's happening, but I don't know if you remember when you came in person, I would point with this little laser light to the things. Well, for eons, I had a long stick over here that I pointed to. Well, guess what? They took out the whiteboards. I have a TV monitor. It's a big old LCD screen. I cannot point it with laser light and I don't have the stick. And if I were to put a stick on it, they would basically fire me. So now so I'm learning. So I will have to always point with my mouse to things, which is fine because that's how you guys will see it. But okay. So much for having charged my batteries to my little laser pointers. Okay. So the cloud is I have some other handouts here before I open this one. Did I put any of those photos in here yet for the cloud? No. Let me give you guys for a second. I'm having a blank cloud images. It's not cloud images. Server. Oh my God, I can't right now. Okay. So see these things here? For some reason, I can't right now come up with the word that I normally use to find this, but see these photos that you've seen, like this dystopian kind of, each one of these miles, and not exaggerating, miles and miles and columns of computers, these are all servers. The cloud isn't real. It's not out there in heaven or something. There's actually places in the world, miles long buildings and deserts outside of big cities and stuff like that. That are set up and people drive from one place to another inside of those hallways. And they're just computers without monitors. They are just servers. Imagine a whole bunch of Mac Minis stacked one on top of the other. I know, I think Phil might be able to explain this better if you're a tech guy. But anyway, so what happens is that when you, through the Wi-Fi and your computer, some God, when I touch this, I make a big noise. I hope I don't. So what happens is that your information that's in your computer, when you connect through cable to the cloud, it's really going to a physical place, but it's not going to one physical place, because what if that little blinking light there that has your information dies? Do you lose all your stuff? No, not even that, because really it's kind of like the information flows into there and your personal information is separate. It's spread amongst a ton of different computers. I need my board. Have you ever seen one of the experiment with the beakers? Oh, now I need to find out. Experiment. I don't know what it would be. I need my glasses, but I can't see what I'm writing. Experiment, beakers, connected, fill, evenly, image. I don't know. No. Connected beakers. Okay, so let me just show you this image. If these were all connected, right? There's an experiment I'm trying to think. If these were all connected, like it was at the bottom, right? If you pour water in one, the water would go up evenly amongst all of them. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So that's kind of how these servers do. You set up your information and you set up your information, and it kind of, they go into place, whatever server has space, it all gets kind of mixed up. It's not like one computer has your name on it way out there in some desert spot. Some of your stuff might be in Sonoma, some might be in Mexico, some might be in India. Who knows where all of these different servers exist or not be. So, and then they get duplicated and super duplicated. So it's not like one computer dying will lose any of your stuff. So it's all these redundancies. Whole point is, when you go to access to the internet browser, any browser, and type in iCloud.com, what you get is access to, did I lose it? To that little cloud drawing. Yeah. How are we doing with time? What time is it? I just saw you check the time, 4:15. Yeah, but let me just remind me. The class finishes at 4:15, right? Yes. Sure, when you said that, I suddenly thought, usually I get another alarm at 15 minutes before. I get an alarm reminding me that it's 15 minutes to class ending. Otherwise I lose track of time, and that one's always wrong. So that one I'm pointing to a clock that no matter that they changed the whole classroom, guess what? They left the clock that's wrong up there. It's been wrong forever and it's still wrong. Actually, today it's not so wrong. It's only off by a little bit, given that so anyway, at 4, my alarm's going to ring and I'm going to go, ooh, I got 15 minutes left. And then I close it up. But don't worry, everyone's out at the time they need to be out. Now, I am really good at staying behind and answering questions and stuff like that. But I'm good at saying I'm nothing new from this point on. Okay, so you go to iCloud.com, and basically what you're going is the cloud for Google, for PCs, for all of these things. A lot of companies have these places, and people who don't have their own, by these places, I mean, these guys, no, these guys. A lot of companies have these places, and what's happening is that they rent them or lend them out. Did I lose again? My cloud, here it is, the cloud. And so as you can see, I have like Google Drive. I touched it. Oh, I've been told not to touch it. Yesterday I touched it when the guy was here, and he was like, I'm so accustomed to touching. Okay. Google has their own, I'm driving their own, companies, New York Times has their own, everyone has their own of these big companies. And in order to get in, you have to have an account with them. If you want to go to your bank online, you have to have your bank number and account in them. If you want to go pay your bill with Edison, you need to enter an account and go in, and all the information is online. You know how everyone, so that's what this is, right? Well, yeah. So your stuff is up there, and to get to it, you need to get your account and your password, right? So this little tiny bit is like a private membership club. You have to have your own set of computers that house all the Apple stuff. And in all of the Apple stuff, you have yours, your little person. Gigi has her own little account, and all her stuff is in there, and Blaz's stuff is in there. And so pick up your phone. I'll show you your Apple ID. And on the computer, for those of you who don't have, for everyone else, I'm going to show you too. I'm going to go to the same Apple icon that I had before, and I'm going to click on, instead of about this Mac, I'm going to go down to the word system settings. Now, see, there's my alarm saying 15 minutes. So 15 minutes for the o'clock. It's almost right. Okay. So we go to system settings. If instead of system settings, it says system preferences, that's a giveaway that you're in Monterey or older. Okay. But system settings, I'm going to click on system settings on the computer, and on your phone, if you don't know how to get to system settings, it looks like this little icon. This little icon is exactly the same. Okay. It looks like that. On your phone, if you don't see it, right, then just go to the search, and I'm going to share my phone in the future too. But for now, it looks just like that icon. So let me share just my phone right now for a second. And had via cable. And on this phone, I haven't set up yet the system settings on the computer, which is why I'm showing it too. So there's the system settings. And if you don't have that icon visible, if you go back and forth, you can't find it, then go to the search. Click on the word search and just write set, okay. And then you'll see up there, this little icon will appear. Okay, for settings, and you're going to click on that, and that's your system settings. Okay, so give me a yes at home if you're looking at your system settings, and you guys over here, if everyone found their system settings, you're good. If not, raise your hand and I'll walk over to help you. You're all good? Okay. Nope, who said no? Okay. All right, so you're going to pull down and do a search, right? SETT. There it is. Click on that icon. Settings.
It wasn't on the
Oh, there you go. Just try it again. Okay. How your system settings here, this won't be your account yet. Do you have your phone here?
No,
Okay. But do you own an iPhone?
no.
Okay. So then you won't be able to find it on this computer either, because you're not set up yet with your iCloud account here. We will be setting it up next week. So for now, do you, when you go home, watch, do you have a newer phone or an older phone?
Older.
Older. So then you won't have the word search. You're just gonna have to put your finger gently so you don't touch anything in the middle of nothing and push down like that. Okay. So in some middle of the space without touching a particular icon, click and
You know,
push
I
down.
think that's not gonna help me, because I just have an old fashioned phone. Pick it up and talk to on.
No, but your phone.
I don't have it, I don't have.
Oh,
that
you don't
kind of-
have an iPhone at
I
all.
have a phone that you had 50 years ago.
Oh, okay. All right. So then do you have a Mac though, computer at home, a laptop or an iPad? Okay, so then you're gonna do it the way we're doing it on the computer. Okay.
May I ask a
All right.
question?
So 1 second, I was handling a couple of, because when I said later before who had iPhones or not, I forgot to ask who doesn't have a smartphone. Now and then there's someone who doesn't have one, in which case you'll have to look at it on your computer. I'm going to show you in a second how to look at it on your computer. So when you get to your settings, okay, And yes, if it's how to get to your settings, the question's answered. If it's how to get your Apple ID, I'm not there yet. So yeah, what's your question?
Why does yours have SBCC on it?
Okay, yeah, so, on your phones, you will have at the top of your settings, it'll say your phone, your name. I am
Right.
using a school phone to teach with,
I
not my
see.
personal phone. So
Mhm.
the name of this phone is SBCC Business Services, but you should be seeing right there, your
Mhm.
name at the
Right.
very top. Are you all seeing your name at the very top? Hold on, you have an older phone, so hold on. So click on your name. Click on your name, everyone. Just click on your name right there. And at the very top, you should see your name again. And then you will see something underneath that could or not be your email, or it could be an old email. That's your Apple ID, your Apple account. Write it down. That is your Apple ID, your Apple account. So, you might even have, here it is. So Jennifer Parsons, click on your name. Click on your name first.
Okay, click on my name.
Okay, that's your Apple ID. Now, this thing here surprises some people. Some people go, oh, it's my email. And other people go, oh, it's my email from 10 years ago. So here's the thing. That, even if it's a functional or not email address, that is your Apple account ID. When you first bought your first Apple device and you set up your account, you use whatever email was your email then. And in the past, even behind that, like I'm talking ages ago, they let you invent your own. You would put in a name and then people would forget it. But people discovered that no one ever forgets their email addresses. So what they started asking instead was, what's your email address? If you go to the store or whatever, and they type it in and that became your Apple ID. Even if that email doesn't work anymore because you canceled it eons ago, that's still your Apple ID. It's just words. It could be saying Dalmatian dog, but they used your email. Does that make sense? It could or not be connected to your email, to your actual current email. We're going to discuss that in the future. But that is the name of your account. And it will always be, even though you keep moving through different email addresses, that is your Apple ID. Okay? Now, if you're pretty new to Apple, it might be your current email. You don't know why I'm making such a big deal of it. Because at some point you're changed to another email address, and this will still be your Apple ID, or now called Apple account. If everyone found it, I know that there's some questions. If you found it, give me a yes, you guys at home. Give me a yes if you found your Apple ID. And now, yes, Phil? No, you cannot change your Apple ID. Great question. That's what I'm saying. No matter what, that's the name. It's like, do you suddenly decide to have a different number on your Edison account? No, that's always going to be your Edison account. You don't change that number. It's a series of numbers that they assign to you. Well, this is a series of numbers they assign to you. They happen to look like your old email. Does that make sense? But it's your account, and no, you can't update that. And it's your Apple ID, but it could be gmail.com, it could be iCloud.com, it could be Cox.net, it could be Hotmail, whatever your email was at that point. That's what I'm saying. It's confusing because it's not really your email address anymore. Doesn't matter. They could have assigned you X18205. Would you remember it? No. They assigned you Susie at gmail.com because you'll remember it. Does that make sense? It's just a name that could be a bunch of sticks and letters, but it's a name and that is your Apple ID and it'll not change. Okay. Even if you cancel that email address, if you've never used it anymore, when we get to the plus, when we teach about emails and Mac level 2, I will in fact recommend that everyone get different email addresses depending on what email you have and stuff like that. And then you might end up leaving one behind. Well, guess what? That'll still be the call name for your account, no matter what. Okay, so that's your email account, your Apple ID. At home, everyone said yes. All right, now the next thing that I need to tell you is that if you go to your computer, it would look exactly the same. So now I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to stop my share. Oh, by the way, and then from there, we're going to talk more about it. But if you go to a browser. So now everyone open the internet, a browser of some kind or another. So those of you who have left your computers lying fallow for all this time, it won't necessarily work. And we only have oh no, we don't have 5 more minutes. Yeah, we have 5 more minutes. Okay, so go and turn up your computers again. Yes, Rod?
I don't know where to go.
Oh, because it's not Rod May, it's Rod. So now oh. Hold on, that's my computer reminding me, it's my phone. So enter your password. So this is not Apple ID, this is your pipeline username and password.
I don't know how you got on the site.
So why does it say Rod May? Shouldn't it, it should say R May.
That's what I just put in, was, no.
Okay, so is that your password? They allow you to have a password with 4 letters only? This is your
Oh.
pipeline username and password.
Okay, but this is password, this is not my username.
Username was that, and now you
Now
put
you-
your,
okay, okay.
now you put your password. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna just do this really quickly. And then we're gonna spend much more time with this next class, next Monday. Right now, I'm just taking you to iCloud.com. Okay, so we're gonna write iCloud.com. And this is a fact-finding mission. For some of you guys, you're gonna get in really quickly. And for some of other you guys, you'll be like, I don't know how to get in which case you have work to do between here and Monday. And that's why I'm taking you to this, not because this will be finished today, but because we're getting there. So your computers, so did you get in yet? Okay, so go up here and write, say don't allow. Just click in there one time. Okay, and now write iCloud.com. Okay, so open Safari.
Oh, done.
Mhm. And then we're just click over there and write iCloud.com and then hit enter or return.
Back to the computer. Well, so I'll
Oh.
do that, yeah.
Hold on,
Just
hold on,
mention
hold
it
on.
to the
So I
computer.
forgot that you guys need to connect. I always did SBCC guests. I don't know why they're saying that we need to do SBCC now. Just SBCC, and what did they do differently?
Enter a
Oh,
name.
you changed. My sound turned off. Can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
That is bizarre. Why would that turn off? Okay, so guys, we only have 2 more minutes, so I want to show you this quickly. iCloud.com. We are now lost in Mongolia and our devices are gone. We find a computer and we go to iCloud.com, right? And it says, what's your computer password? What's your Apple ID? I'm sorry, it says sign in. So you do sign in. Let me share my
Not
screen.
accepting my password.
Hold on, 1 second. I need to share my screen.
So
Okay,
stupid.
so we sign in and now we're going to talk about which password this is. First, you put in whatever is your computer password. So this is SBCC0001 at iCloud.com because as I said, it's my, and I'm gonna say, hit, click on that. That's the Apple ID for this account. And then you put in your computer password. Now, this is the big old question. If you're on your own computers, like those of you at home, you're like, what's the problem? I already got in. And those of you who have your laptops, you might be like, what's the problem if you ever gone there before? Because your computer remembers it. But I'm assuming that you are trying to get to this from a computer that's totally new to you, like the school computers. As if I said, you're traveling in Mongolia and you lost everything, or the floods came through and you lost everything, and now you're trying to access. That's actually the end of the class where it's 4:15. I said I would be done. So this is the thing. If you type in what you think is your Apple ID and you can't get in, that means you don't know it. Okay? If you don't know it, you guys need to know your Apple ID password. Now, Susie, for example, is recovering with a code. If you go home and sign in and you get in, that means nothing because that doesn't mean you know it. So the homework this week to Monday is go to some computer that's not yours, type in your Apple ID and see if you can find your password. And if you don't know it, then you need to set up a password recovery with Apple ID. I'm going to send you a link to how to do that. You have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday to do that. And you need to follow the instructions, call Apple and say, I need help to reset my password. I don't know my Apple ID. If you know it because you're at home, go find your husband's computer, your friend's computer. Try a computer that is not your own and type iCloud.com, put in your Apple ID, which you all know, and try to figure out what that password is. You need that password. Does that make sense, you guys? So
Why would
that's
a
your homework.
password
That's all you
change?
need to do. What's that?
My password worked
Yeah.
and now
And-
it's not.
Hold on. Which password worked? Are you talking pipeline?
My iCloud password.
It used to work and now it's not?
Yeah, it's not working now.
Well, go ahead and either retype it a few more times or
did.
make
I'm
sure
gonna
that your
create a
Apple
new
ID,
one.
make sure your Apple ID has no typos in it. It's interesting because the goal is to be able to get into it if it's not your computer. But if you're on yours and it doesn't remember it, that means you've never gone to iCloud.com. So it still doesn't remember you. So you still need to find it. Now, try to think all the passwords that you would have used when you first got an Apple, because maybe you've never used it since then. Like, do you have a password?
No, I have a password that it accepted once before.
So
Not
you've gone to
recently.
iCloud.com before,
Yeah,
right? Then make sure you didn't leave a space in front. Some people leave a space in front in here or make a space behind or forgot a period or something. Type your password, make sure you're not holding down the caps lock. Keep trying. If it worked, then it's good. Now, if it worked a long time ago and you changed it, then that's a problem. So again, I'm going to send you instructions for password recovery. I cannot help you with password recovery. That's why I'm giving it to you as homework. I'm going to give you the instructions. If you can't recover your password the right way, you need to call Apple and get tech support from them to help you recover your password. Does that make sense? I am not able to recover passwords for you. Nor does Apple know your passwords. So they can walk you through how to recover a password. And as long as hopefully you have set it short enough time that it would still, you would get information at an email address. What if the email address you gave them 10 years ago, you don't use anymore? So it's really
Question?
important
Oh,
to
that's
be
yours.
able to get support in the next 5 days before our next class. with Apple Text. This has nothing to do with school accounts. It's nothing to do with me. And those of you at home who got in smoothly, test yourself by going to someone else's computer and do iCloud.com. And if you can't get in, you need help. Does that make sense? So check for an email from me. It's going to come this evening, latest tomorrow morning, because I need to download this whole thing. I need to upload it. I need to send it to you guys, and it'll have the recording of this class. It'll have how to get to the class handouts, and it'll have a link to how to recover your password, how to find and recover your password. And if you're one of the ones who couldn't figure it out, then follow those instructions. By Monday, there might be still one or two who are having trouble and are trying to deal with it. If someone helped you set up your accounts, your grandson helped you buy your computer, ask them, what password did you put in there? Like, someone might know, some Post-it out there might know, or you need tech support help. Does that make sense? These are not things that I can do. I have no knowledge of your passwords, nor will Apple tech support know, but they'll help you figure out how to get yourself to find that password so you can get into your iCloud account. All right. So those are your homeworks, and find out at home what your computer operating system is. Okay. Now, from now on, I'm not going to teach anything new. Class is over. I am happy to keep helping and supporting if you have any questions. But if you're done, you can leave the Zoom. You can leave the room. And those of you who are here in person need to log out. If you have questions, hang in there. Okay. I'm going to help people log out. The name tags go on top of the roster. Now, don't forget to log out. So did you log out here already? Okay, so go to the Apple. Go ahead and see that you don't, as long as you remember it, you don't have to, because it's a school computer. So say not now, as long as you seem to remember it because you got in fine. Good. So then go to the Apple. Bye, Rod. Thank you. And log out. So guys, go to your Apple icon. And this is only for here at school, and go down to log out your name. And then that's it. You don't need to turn off the computers. You can just walk out, and no one will be able to access your accounts or anything because they need your password to do that. Right? Yeah. Think about this. If you log out, and if you don't log out in about 15 minutes, you get logged out anyway, but don't leave it to chance. Well, but you couldn't get into his account because you didn't have his password. So it's logged out. It's not completely well logged out because no one else could use it, but you can't get into them. So go to Apple, log out your name, say yes to that, log out. And then that's it. The only way people can go into your information again is if they know your pipeline username and password, which is why I helped you with your password. I'm glad you changed it. I never should. I'm not allowed. No one should be giving me their passwords. People need to know their own passwords and not. Now, Virginia, you might need to go and get some help from them to get your pipeline username and password. Otherwise, I can't teach you, right? Because you can't, that's the whole point. You can't get in without your username. Passwords are really important. So, and again, because it's a password, teacher can't help you. They can help you because they have like a code that I don't have. So it really is the staff that can help you with passwords. Okay. So that by Monday, you can be up and running with your computer. Okay.
I want to get the information.
Okay. So my.sbcc.edu. Yeah. Yeah. Had you gone to my.sbcc, it brings you straight here. But if not, that was the general. Okay. So your pipeline username and password. Don't forget to take, if you can, your name tags and drop them off at the roster. That afterwards, otherwise I pick them up. You're welcome, Susie. Nice to see you in person. Okay. And you might, do you have your fingerprint set up? If you put it in there,
Yeah,
you can just put your fingerprint in there now.
but it won't have this, that, it won't have the password.
You didn't set it up yet? You didn't ask it to remember? Click on autofill. No, then you have to put it in yourself. Oh, wait, that seems to remember it. Go ahead and click on that.
But I think I just did.
Just click on it and let me see. Yeah, it still doesn't have it. So you need to put it in once. And then after that, you can have it remember it by name. So just type it in. The pipeline password. It's the one that, because you just invented it, yeah. As secure as anything online, which no one, I mean, even Fort Knox has been broken into, but otherwise we'll talk. Yeah, and the thing is that they hack systems, unless you are like a famous person, no one will probably go and hack you. That's not to say you never can, but I'm not never gonna say never, but the whole point is that hacks happen to organizations. They'll hack into Target to get a bunch of information, right? But and yeah, but it's not like, hold on, let me stop my alarm because that's making it hard. So ask me again next week because a lot of people have that question. And so it's a good one. I always talk about people, a lot of people go, oh, are you sure? Yeah, so we do talk about it. But ask me again next week if you want more details about it so that the whole class hears the answer. Okay? Nice to meet you again and nice to have your wife in class. Sorry, I'm sorry. It's for your personal information, scroll down here. Or do you say, what are you asking me, for your personal information or for class?
Get your information, you know, when you send us something, is it Gmail?
Oh, yeah, Gmail. But I'll also send it to your personal email, but yeah. Okay, and see, this is the welcome to Direction to the Mac that I had sent you.
Is that like that?
Well, this is what I sent. I don't know.
Send us something through,
I will, yeah, but I haven't yet. I'm still teaching, but this is where I'm gonna send it.
it's in Gmail.
Well, this is your pipeline Gmail. If you gave the school your personal email too, then it'll also go to your personal email. And this is, here's your information. And this is where, if you go to view your personal information, this is where you can change, like under personal info, you can add like name I'd like to be called, preferred first name, for example. You can write Diana there.
Two
And
ends, where is it?
oh, okay. I need to fix that. Click in there. I need to fix your tab. Okay. Submit. So that's an example. And though you're still are online, Dorothy, like your name is still up, but there's a second column that says preferred name. And then people will know that. Some people don't see that. Some people do. It depends, but it helps. I'm Deanna, yeah. And if you put, now I'm not gonna look, but if you put your personal email, is there as well?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then you should. Then I received it in my roster. And what that means that if you go to, not only do you find it here in the pipeline email, but you go to your personal, you should have found this one that I sent, I guess last night when I saw that there was a new person, I sent it. Most people got it many days ago, but I just saw that you had signed up. So 16 hours ago, I sent it. That's okay.
I don't read a lot of email.
Most importantly, it's for the people who came online because it's a Zoom link and all that stuff. So you're fine. Actually, people who just showed up to class, that was fine. It's just that for people who have to show up on Zoom and they had to come later and
I registered.
yeah.
Glad you have enough people to-
Yeah, no, it's wonderful. It's just you see few people, but it's because it's two CRNs. One is online and one is in person.
Right,
So the addition is enough people, but people go, oh, the class isn't gonna run because there's only 10
Well, they
people.
don't show that, how they
You
don't
only
show
see
it.
10 because the other 10 are on, oh, my phone. Sorry. My phone keeps telling me I need to stop the class. I need to. Okay,
Okay, that was it, that's his-
all right.
Are you
cool.
gonna send us homework or? just give us a
I'm
heads up?
gonna send you an email with all of the stuff that I said I would send you. Okay.
So that's how we found something.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. On email. Yeah. Even if you don't check, well, that is email. It's just that I'll send it to both your emails. So it'll be here. I'll send it here and to your personal. We'll set it up in a way that once you're done, we'll click on this, click on it first of all. Okay, and then you need to make a choice. Just go ahead and say don't for now to make it normal. Just say don't. Click there. Okay, and say continue.
Why not, chat?
We'll talk about the choices. Because at this point you're trying to set it up and it would be confusing. Okay, so we're going to
Oh, okay.
It's all right. I just quit it for you. Go ahead and quit that too. We're gonna figure out how to go ahead and quit that. Just go to freeform and quit at the bottom. Yeah. And then I'll teach you how to navigate for everything. Are you reading the book avidly or is it just there?
It's just there.
Let me just see why, because I want to see if your right click is set up. If you right click, yeah. So another way to close it, go and right click, meaning, look, you put your mouse on it and 2 fingers down. That's called a right click. Okay. So go ahead and try that. 2 fingers down, right click, and now say quit. Good. That closes that
Oh,
one.
cute. But I don't like to do
Yeah.
all this. This is too much work.
I prefer the commands, but in people who don't like the commands, the plan B is the right click. And so there we go. You're welcome. Thank you. And today was nothing because it was so much set above the class. Wait until I start barraging you with other stuff. Do you know what that my mom didn't tell me why she was leaving? Do you know what happened? Or she had something. Okay. Normally people tell me, and I just want to make sure she wasn't like scared away or something. She had something to do. Okay, great. Well, it's not about being smart or not. It's people know or don't know. Yeah. Oh, thank you. It's funny. I opened my briefcase. It's been sitting lying fallow for 2 years, and I had a whole bunch of like melting lozenges in there yesterday. So I took them out, cleaned out the briefcase, and I got to put some fresh ones. But thank you.
I don't know how fresh it is.
Well, but it hopefully it's better than the ones I had that were like
Okay.
a little
good.
big mess.
Now, the guys, did the vet send up using this room or not?
Yes, it was set up with their money, but they haven't started yet. Their class doesn't start for a few more weeks, so I said, but see all those humongous
Do you know
things over there. I met them, but I don't know them. Do you know them?
Phil Espinoza lives in my complex.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. They're brothers.
There's,
I met them once in the past, and then I saw them again yesterday when we were being
Oh, you did?
showed around. But just there's so much happening. I haven't talked
oh,
beyond these are the instructors, so I've never met them. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, good.
He does something. He's a docent at the courthouse, and he does something in the Catholic Church. I think he was one of these guys who was on his way to be a minister, and then they wanted.
Oh, well, it happens.
That's cute.
All right. So, look at that. They have their little tags on. That's I don't know. It's still case. I'm assuming it's a good brand, right? I mean, I mean, this is the top of the line in the whole school right now. Yeah. Everything. They've painted everything. They remember the old sink full of rust that was there. It made for great photos when I taught the photography class, but other than that, it might be. I think those are really pin boards for the photography class to be able to pin their photos. But so you're welcome. Oh wait, that's great. Yeah. And Mac level 1 is what comes after this. This is intro. So Mac level 1, Mac level 2. Do you mind closing the door after you guys since you're the last ones? Yes, please. Thank you.